Hi, Internet.
Hey, Internet.
Hello.
Oh, the internet.
Look at that. There's a tweet. I'm going to tweet it.
Who?
I'm going to retweet it and
Hey,
smash
there's a
that
tweet.
like button.
I'm going to tweet.
Excuse me. What?
Wow, so the whole thing about creating a giant banner for the top of your Twitter page is now
Ruined.
like 400 by 300.
Oh, good.
That's trash. You're
It is.
trash, Twitter.
It is trash.
You are trash.
Such trash. Hey, look, there's a live stream happening now.
Yeah, my banner looks all right.
The banner looks fine. I'm just saying, like, it used to be the entire top of the page that would scroll, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's literally... literally the worst. Hey, shut up.
Just snorting.
I don't like it.
It's uncanny. Sounds just like me. It is amazing.
It really does.
Unbelievable.
Man, it's so spot on.
We just hang out so much that we copy each other's mannerisms.
Sandwiches?
Yeah. Yeah, we copy each other's sandwiches. That's what we do.
What?
Y'all are stupid.
We are stupid. That's why we hang out
That's great.
together so much.
That's why Mackie and I don't hang out, because we're smart.
Mhm.
Yeah, we just avoid each other except in the studio here.
I don't want to go over to his side of town. He doesn't want to come over to mine.
Hell
Just
no.
the way we like it.
Yeah, there's a reason I moved out of there.
Those dumbasses live real close to each other.
Hey, you moved towards me, so...
We had no idea where you lived
Yeah.
before he moved over
I still
here.
haven't been in your house, Chuck. I've been in your garage.
You've been in my garage?
That's not your house.
Same thing.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
It's not.
The only reason I'm reasonably sure you have a house is because I've seen video of your car parked outside of it.
Oh, yeah,
And
getting
your
flooded.
wife
Getting
occasionally
smashed by a
getting
tow
smashed
truck.
by a truck.
That's right.
Hey, smash that tow truck. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, oh yeah, he rang that bell that day, let me tell you.
Yeah, that's the new YouTube icon. It says tow truck now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, smash it.
an honor
just
view.
no, it's just a Versa, because apparently they are big targets of getting smashed.
Smash. Smash that Versa.
Hey man, here's a Versa. You want to crush it?
Oh, DJ Atomic is here.
Hey there.
Nobody wants to add that to their garage.
That car's the worst, but hey, you're all right. DJ Atomica. Head on over to the baseball stadium. Do some donuts. Have a little fun. That's why DJ Atomica's here, to tell you to have fun. Be safe
Oh.
out there.
But also have fun.
Also smash it.
Yes. You like those billboards? Fucking run them over.
Yeah. The city will pay for them. Actually, no, they'll stay destroyed for the rest of the time in Paradise City.
Print media is dead. Smash those billboards.
Yeah. We were too mean to DJ Atomica.
We were.
He was a good fellow.
He's just trying to help us.
He really was. He was a good guy.
He's a solid guy. He's a good man.
I mean, I even played some
Thorough.
SSX3. He's not that bad in SSX3 either.
Man, what a different world it was when we were like, man, fuck that guy forever. He's the worst. And now it's like, he's all right.
Our priorities have changed.
They have.
Our lives are different.
Yes.
We're different men now.
Things are infinitely worse.
The worst thing in your life is DJ Atomica.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Dude, we need a little Atomica in our lives.
Come back, DJ Atomica. Of course, that would require EA to make games again.
Should put him in the next, Battlefield. Hey, guys. Capture that point over there.
That would be great. I would pay up to $1.99 for a DJ Atomica.
When you see a guy on
voice
the blue
pack.
team, shoot him.
Avoid the mustard gas. DJ Atomica out.
Ride that horse. Smash that guy with a shovel. DJ Atomica out.
You're standing on the wing of that airplane.
Only in Battlefield.
Yeah? What?
Put him in Madden, you know.
Yeah, put him in Madden.
Yeah.
Boom. Tough actin' to actin'.
Hit that guy on the other team. Smash him to the ground.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
Too bad your ass just got sacked.
So good. Did any of those guys go on to do any other
Who, the Fensler
internet
guy?
shit? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they did. I think like right around the time they were big, I was like, what else did they do? And then I was like, oh.
Let's see. Eric Fensler. What are you doing these days, Eric Fensler?
Playing for the Cubs.
Coming up to base, first baseman for the Kansas City Cubs, Eric Fensler. I don't know anything about baseball.
I think like he went to go work in like marketing or something.
Well, he did a little bit of stuff for Adult Swim, it looks like.
Sure.
I just feel like for the internet footprint that has for people our age, it feels like something he should have been able to do something else.
That's
You
back
know?
when people just did stuff for fun.
I know.
It was just like, hey, check this out. It's funny.
Yeah.
I did catch that. There's an episode of Venture Brothers where one of the henchman guys is wearing a pork chop sandwiches shirt.
Classic.
Yeah.
And also in the IDW G.I. Joe comics, Storm Shadow indicates he wants to leave early as he's in the mood for pork chop sandwiches.
Wow.
That's just pandering.
Yeah. I mean,
How
come on.
about that?
In Duke Nukem Forever, after killing pig cops, occasionally Duke will say, pork chop sandwiches. He will also utter the phrase, body massage, after grabbing a vibrator in the Titty City level.
Oh, really? Oh, how about that?
Wait, what? What is that from?
Buddy
Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh.
The one
massage.
we didn't play.
Eat shit and die.
Oh, no, I played it.
I played it.
I played it all
I
the way
played
through.
the whole thing.
Apparently I didn't grab the vibrator in the Titty City level.
I didn't either. That game sucks.
Yeah. It's not good.
It was okay enough to beat, but man, it sucks.
What's the board that you use for the buttons on your arcade machine? What's that thing called?
iPack?
iPack?
Yeah.
I pack.
That was a random question.
Not too random.
Is it from the chat?
Nope.
Oh,
No, he's probably going to make his Elite Dangerous controller with it.
yeah.
That's the
I'm
idea.
hip to this.
She could have come with us to Micro Center and got all the switches and knobs and things that we touched.
That was at least a third of the reason that I wanted to go to Atlanta is to go to a fucking Micro Center again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of rad.
Yep.
I know.
And we both declared
I
we
know.
are never stepping foot inside of Fry's again.
Nope. Fries is dead to me.
Fry's can
Whoa, what
fuck
happened to the
off.
fries?
It's just been shitty. This was just the shittiest it's ever been.
So that was the huge place with like vacuum cleaners and and everything.
Yeah.
That electronics section was pretty rad though.
Yeah, but
Nah,
it's
we didn't even go to that section. We didn't even walk over there. It's just like
Micro Center has all that stuff times 10. So
yeah, and it was like the DVD section is just blaring Minions all the time.
it was. And also, it's one row. Like the movie section used to be like 4 or 5 aisles. Now it's one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
all crammed together.
Nothing has prices on
Nope.
it. So
Nope.
the other Fry's was worse. The one you didn't go to, like literally none of their movies had prices on them.
Yeah. I went back there because I was in the mood for a sound bar, and I was like, Fries might have a deal since they're about to go into the fucking sea. But
No, they're hanging
like
on. to
they literally like their sign said nothing. It was like sound bar by Sony. I was like, do you want to tell me if it has Atmos or anything?
Yeah, no specs,
no specs,
no information.
Yeah, well, like how about watts? Nah.
Yeah.
I thought Fry's was the good one.
It was a long time ago. Fries was
When
awesome.
we first started going to Fry's was awesome.
the first time I ever walked into Fries, it was fucking magical.
Yeah.
Now it's the saddest goddamn place.
It's a huge store with nothing in it.
Doesn't that just describe life at this point?
I mean, yes,
It used to be magical, and now it's the saddest goddamn place.
but like
Yeah,
you
but
could
Micro
fill
Center's happy, though.
you could fill that Fry's with cool shit. With cool shit.
Like rows upon rows of Funko Pops.
no.
Not even that, but like they had this huge area where they just had like 4 massage chairs. And that was it. It was like
Body
it was
massage.
basically like a ballroom sized area with 4 massage chairs in it. And I'm like, because you were looking for theater chairs, and
Yeah,
it
it was
was like this would be a perfect demo area to put your fucking theater seats.
They still have that cafe?
Yes, and it's still no one in it.
Nope.
I think it was just like closed. I think the lights
Yeah.
were off, and they were like, "Don't even go in here."
Yeah, I think the times we went before they just hadn't opened yet. I think this time they just had closed permanently.
Yeah,
Pathetic.
it sucks. My last few visits to Best Buy were basically like, Oh, that looks cool. And then scan it with the Amazon app to see how much it costs on Amazon.
The only reason I go to Best Buy anymore now is looking for Marvel Legends because no one thinks to go there for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you collect them now, you know.
Yeah.
So just screwed myself.
I need to see that Sentinel, by the way,
Oh God.
when we're on the
No,
break.
no, I'm gonna
Oh,
go get it right
bring
now because that fucker is rad. In the pack.
Yeah, it looked pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I must see it.
So badass.
Show it to me. Oh, look, Spidey's in here now. He's not out there anymore.
That weird Spider-Man thing.
He bought that at Micro Center.
Like I said, this is the first thing I'm thinking about not taking out of the box.
Jesus.
Because of how good it looks.
That's a big ass Sentinel. Look at that motherfucker.
It's got some heft.
Is that like to scale
Well,
with all the other X-Men Legends?
There's a 6-inch Wolverine in there, so you can see the scale. Because you'll have yet another Wolverine now.
Oh, it's got a button. I'm going to press the
Yeah,
button.
push the button.
Did he say sup?
Turn it to the mic. Share it with the world.
Oh, that's a great soundbite.
Oh, it's,
Alpha level mutant detected.
But yeah, that
that's
box.
pretty
is-
neat.
That box, I mean, the box is like a San Diego Comic-Con style box.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing you usually get at like exclusives. Like that.
Did he say taunt mutant?
So, did they give Wolverine a gun?
Yeah. I don't know why.
He's Wolverine.
He's Wolverine, but
I-
with a gun.
I'm pretty sure
Have a
he.
holster in
I'm pretty
his-
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a gun at some point in Days of Future Past for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the holster. You can actually see it in the picture there.
Mhm.
But
Wasn't he like unable to use his claws at some point?
oh, there's been plenty of.
I thought I remember from one of the movies it was just like, oh no. You
Well, when
can't-
he
your
did, when he
claws
went
can't-
to when Days of Future Past the movie, when he went back in time, he didn't have the adamantium
right.
again.
But he still had the
He
tree.
still had the
claws.
bone claws.
Yeah.
Bone claws ready.
Bill's here.
Yeah, they're actually finally putting out the first Legend with the bone claws.
Hey, Bill.
Oh. Can you just
Bone claws ready.
can you just change those hands with something and catch these hands?
Yeah.
I like how they say, inspired by the world-dominating, hero-crushing calamity from Uncanny X-Men issues 141 to 142. Comic book not available.
What do you mean? Comic?
Oh, it's available.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
Just
come
not
in
in
the
this
box.
box.
It cost me a fuckload of money to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when I opened that up from that's like an Amazon exclusive one. So when it went down in price on Prime Day, so I was like, yeah, all right. Because the Build-A-Figure Sentinel is like a little bit better paint job, but good luck fucking getting it.
Yeah.
It's really old and probably cost you about $250
Damn.
to buy it just fully assembled.
So this is just on Amazon?
Yeah,
How much?
that's $100 normally for that set. I got it for $60. So I was like, all right, let's do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, not so bad when you consider normal Legends are $20 a piece. That giant one is. I mean, I am going to open it. I just, like I said, that box is real nice.
Yeah.
Real
this is
nice.
Yep. I want it.
Is that someone's phone mess? It might be mine.
It might be mine.
Might be mine.
Yeah, apparently your old receiver does not have banana clip receptacles in the back,
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'd have to rewire
oh,
my
the
speakers.
screen kind. Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what it is? Yeah.
Well, I just have that, the little
Mhm.
plug. Looks
You
like
can
just like a headphone jack.
Yeah.
Clip that off the back. Clip it off your wire.
No, but I don't want to deal with that sort of shit.
Shit.
Well, if you don't want it, I think BJ does. So, one of y'all can take a receiver. And if you don't want it this week, get it next time.
Okay.
You think about it.
I will. You point at me.
You can also have any of the speakers. Literally any of them. I have the big, tall ones. I got the rear speakers, center channel. My old.
Son,
old,
those
old,
are not
old,
big,
old.
tall speakers.
You could replace your rear speakers with his big, tall speakers.
That's true. Yeah.
I almost did that. I almost had like the
Those are already too big for my. Like I have
the bookshelf ones that
Yeah.
I sold you.
bookshelf my ass.
No, the bookshelf. They don't sit on the floor. They sit on a
Well,
bookshelf.
no, they sit on a hefty bookshelf because those fucking things are this
Yeah.
big. They're fucking huge.
Wait, people were getting like Legionnaire's disease in Atlanta.
They did, yeah. The weekend that we were there was a downtown hotel that got quarantined.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh man,
It
you
might have
guys
been
could have
the-
gotten quarantined.
It might have been that Comic-Con hotel. I don't know for sure.
oh,
But I think the event happened 3 weeks earlier. They just caught it while we were there. Because I had a few people say, "Hey, you got that Legionnaire's disease?" I'm like, "No."
was that a pre-order?
Aw.
Pre-order bonus?
Yeah. They ain't got that pinball machine.
Yeah, but really, if anywhere's going to get Legionnaire's disease, it's going to be a fucking comic book convention.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Legionnaire's disease is.
It's a respiratory.
Yeah, it's a respiratory thing that comes from basically wet air,
Yeah.
Oh, so
poorly circulated wet
so
air,
sweat,
Like
sweaty comic book nerds.
cold, wet
Yeah.
air.
It lives in like shower heads and
Air conditioning.
ducts.
Mm.
Air conditioning is
Yeah.
usually where it comes from.
But that Comic-Con, it had Big Bird and Val Kilmer. So,
Oh,
Oh, really?
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
yeah.
Hope you filmed your scenes in Maverick.
Oh, he did. He's the one in that coffin.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
nice man.
It could be Meg Ryan too.
No.
She wouldn't get the
No. She wouldn't get the wings.
wings slapped on it.
Well, she was a. No,
She was a-
no,
No,
Meg
she
Ryan
was
not.
she was
no.
a wife.
She was a wife.
She was
sorry.
Goose's
Yeah,
wife.
Yeah.
I was like, but the girl in Top Gun. Oh, no, I'm just an idiot. Ignore me.
Okay.
The Sheraton of Death. They should market it like that now
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for
Well-
Dragon Con.
Is that Sheraton? From the one from the Dragon Con?
Might be.
Who fucking
It probably
knows?
is.
It's downtown Sheridan.
Yeah, because I mean, there's Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott, and the Sheraton's like a little off to the side, and then the Westin is like around the other corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, that Sheraton is also the one that like Green Cap Drink was staying at, where they pulled the fire alarm at like 4 a.m. or something.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. Or no, it wasn't like someone pulled the fire alarm. There actually was a fire. Somebody was doing
Oh,
some
okay.
dumb shit.
Yeah, no, they just pulled the fire alarm at Game
Yeah.
Warp.
yeah.
Like, yeah, there's something happened. That
Sarajevo Hotel in Favela.
They basically, like, that Sheraton was so shitty, like, they basically relegated to, like, this is where you get your badges, and all of the things nobody else wants to go to will be here.
Oh.
Like, it was just like, they have this great big room that was perfect for, like, the line ride for getting your badges, and, like, all of the things you actually go see at Dragon Con were not there.
Huh.
That checks out.
Anyway.
So
Could have all changed. It's been a number of years since
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went.
A piece of your chair fell off.
What?
What happened?
Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh, that's not from the chair. That's from my old TV stand.
A piece of your TV stand fell
Yeah.
off.
Just throw it in here.
Well, I was trying to keep it intact, but without the screws, I didn't want to put it back together.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So
Ah.
that's a good place for it.
Fuck. Get that out of the way.
It's one of those things like I feel like I should keep it in case I ever,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like I also don't know what to do with it because it's like
Yeah.
it's like a limo boomerang and weighs about 30 pounds.
Oh, is that the base for the TV itself?
It-
Yeah. I
it
just
looks like one of those old TV antennas for
Those
a
just-
limo.
I have like 3 of those in my garage from all the TVs that are mounted on walls now.
Find a space for it in your garage and
I'm
just put
probably
it
just
there.
gonna throw it up in the attic.
Yeah.
Like,
That too.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
just be
Do
like,
that.
Here, have a TV stand. Squirrels, if you ever come in here.
Right.
Also, the ghost of that Cabbage Patch Kid that lives down at the end.
What?
Oh, you never saw my? I've never shown you the
No.
weird Cabbage Patch Kid that lives down at the end of my.
No,
Yeah.
What?
I didn't.
No.
I
fuck
didn't
are
know
you
we've
talking
been
about?
broadcasting in a haunted house for.
What?
The very first time I
5
ever went up in
years.
this attic, like so you go in the attic in the garage, and like this whole part right here is like spans the entire house.
Yeah.
Way down at that end, someone in like the outer part, I don't know what you would call that, like where the insulation is, like in the rafter, it's like this knockoff Cabbage Patch Kid. Someone wedged it in there. So I'm like, oh, this is a pretty spacious attic. Oh, Jesus God!
Holy shit.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Yeah.
And you left it?
Yeah, I wasn't going to crawl down there and get it.
Yeah, fuck that thing.
I mean, I figured if you disturb it, it might. That's when it comes to
Yeah,
life.
that's
You've
what-
already disturbed it.
Well,
Shine a light on it.
By living in its domicile.
Next time you go up there, it'll be one step closer.
every time you look away.
Yep. You gonna die.
Man, I am totally doing that when I sell my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good idea.
I probably shouldn't talk about what I did when I left my last place.
You just,
No, we're
like,
on the internet.
It's pretty funny.
ejaculate everywhere.
Oh,
You've
you've told
did
me
that
yeah,
while he was
yeah.
living there. Yeah, he told us. I remember.
Not the ejaculation part.
No, no,
The
no,
other part
no,
he
no.
told
No,
us.
Yeah.
about
that
the
was just a given.
The other
Hit the-
stuff he
Hit
did.
the mute button. I don't remember.
Really? I'll fucking tell. What the fuck is it? What the fuck difference does it make?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been 5
No.
years.
Yeah, no, I had like I had some leftover fake blood from a Halloween thing or something like that, and so I went in this one bathroom and just kind of went everywhere, and then just left.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they raised that house.
No, that house is
No,
still
it's still there.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
that bathroom needed to be raised. I mean, not before me doing that. Like that bathroom was fucked
Is that
up.
the ensuite bathroom?
Yeah, that thing was. I mean, that toilet leaked I had to keep that toilet shut off because it leaked everywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking ruined the floor and everything.
Well, wasn't the foundation cracked on that house?
Mm-hmm. It was
Yeah.
sinking.
Well, it was off grade,
Yeah.
so and it was. Yeah.
Yep, it was sinking.
I noticed a new crack in my wall the other day. I'm glad I don't own that place.
Mhm.
Because you know, for those of you who don't know, Mackie lived with me for like 2 months.
Yep.
In between
Selling my house,
selling
and
his
getting
house
married.
and getting married,
Mm-hmm.
and so the apartment is tilted, and I don't really notice it except for if I'm drunk, or if I drop something cylindrical or round on the floor because it rolls towards the back of the apartment.
That's just the ghosts. It's like a divining rod.
Right.
Finally, a roller quarters come to me.
Come on, Carolyn.
Been waiting to go to the arcade. But there's like a new crack in my house, so I think you're in my apartment. So I guess everything's been settling further,
Oh.
and the crack above one of the windows has gotten bigger. That place is gonna fall over. Strong breeze, and I'm dead.
Great.
So I put some more holes in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you gotta let it breathe.
You gotta anchor
yeah,
it.
yeah. No, I just put up curtains.
Should we do a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
to
yes.
be fair, I didn't spray the fake blood on anything that couldn't easily be washed off of. It was all the porcelain and
Okay.
stuff like that. I didn't like put it all over the walls and just on the tile and on the.
He's not a
porcelain.
monster, you
No.
guys. Come on.
I mean, it was water-based fake blood. I just thought it'd be funny for someone to walk in and go, "Jesus God!"
Yeah.
Kind of like my Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah. Pay it forward.
But when I go over to get some food from Casbah,
Mhm.
I go by my old house. I go by your old house.
Yeah,
I go by T. Stroll's old house.
I think that's still his current house, doesn't he?
He still owns it,
He
yeah.
still
Yeah,
owns it.
he's just renting it, I guess.
Make sure to tell him if someone's parked on the front lawn.
Oh,
Why?
really?
They
Yeah.
did it all the time. Why the fuck did they
Yeah,
care?
I know. But apparently these people are like driving over the mailbox and shit.
So he found some true winners.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harlow's house looked about the same.
Yeah, I feel like they did
Mine-
nothing except for like pressure wash the outside and be like, "Here, good luck."
Yeah.
Have it, and cave in on itself.
Yeah, mine, the guy let the place go pretty bad.
That
The
sucks.
palm trees are gone from the front. I guess they both fell over because of the storms
Hmm.
recently.
Oh, good. Fuck palm trees.
Yeah, but like all the bushes and stuff are just like that
Wild.
that bitch hasn't touched them in 5 years. So it's funny thinking about like all the work you do to sell a house.
Mhm.
Like your house is never going to be as nice as it is when you're fucking selling it.
Nope.
Because I feel like I'm still moving into my house, and I've been there 5 years.
We were staging our house right before the market fell out. So there was about a year where it was half staged,
Yeah.
and no one would admit that we weren't going to put it on the market. So we were kind of tiptoeing around the whole place, like, don't fuck up that part of the house,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, the only part the biggest part that sucks about selling your house is actually having to like make your bed every morning
Yeah.
and like keep the place clean. And of course,
like
like
undo the footprints in the carpet when
yeah,
you walk by.
and for months I was doing this every single day. And then like the day they came to rip off my roof to put a new roof on,
Mhm.
I was like, oh, thank God I can just get up and fucking go. Get to work, and the realtor's like, hey, I'm going to bring some people by for a showing this morning. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, guy?
Yeah,
I was
but-
like,
while they were putting a roof on.
yeah.
oh well, then your
While they were
unmade
tearing off
bed
my-
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Nah, you don't know what's in my bed.
Glad I don't.
Sheets.
Oh shit!
Ooh, you sheet your bed.
Yeah.
Sheets. Holy
sheets everywhere.
Egyptian.
No.
polycotton
So-
blend.
You got that. Got to get those bamboo fibers.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
good shit.
Mm.
Really?
Satin. Satin, you criminals.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to
Yeah.
slide on.
I want to jump into bed
Yep.
and slide out the other
And
side.
keep going. Just
Yeah.
be like,
Whee!
Chuck knows what's up.
I do. Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking setting me up.
Chuck likes to fuck. And that's what satin sheets are for.
This is correct.
That's why I do not have satin sheets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a good call.
What's the opposite of satin? Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Jesus.
Jeezits.
Yeah.
Sheetses. Man,
Dwayne
we've,
Shinsis.
we've just talked about
Get
nothing
behind me,
for-
satin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talked
So-
about nothing. For
Not
30
today,
minutes.
Satin. Yeah, let's do a podcast.
Let's.
This is gonna get one view.
I know. That's why we can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Farts.
Oh, snap.
Man, I can't believe you went there.
No.
Holy shit.
Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to No Quarters, episode 105.
It's a motherfucking video game podcast.
You're fucking A right. I'm
Yeah.
Mackie,
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Harlow.
and we're back.
Yeah.
Full strength.
Hell yeah.
Talking about video games.
What
It's
are
been a minute
those?
or two, but we're back.
Yeah. It's been long enough
It's been
for
long
us
enough.
to have a list of games that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll start with the
I was
newest
gonna,
one.
I was going to say, speaking of a long time,
Yeah.
how about a sequel to a game that came out over 10 years ago? I
Yeah,
Really?
the
Was
first
it-
one-
Oh, it was a, it
the
was
first
a
one
360
was
game.
Yeah, okay, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about. The first one came out
Launch of
before
Xbox
the
One.
cinematic universe existed.
Yeah.
Yes.
2006.
Mhm.
I think the next one was 2009.
I think it was 8. I think it was 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like right. It was before Marvel was the thing that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not
But yeah,
tie-ins or anything.
It has been
No, you're
It's
right.
been a while.
2009. So it's not quite 10 years for 2. I mean,
almost.
yeah, it's pretty
Right
close. to
there.
it. Yeah.
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 But Ultimate Alliance 3,
It's
Switch
out.
exclusive.
Switch exclusive?
Hell yeah.
I really want to hear what you think of this because I keep itching to buy it, and I
Yeah.
keep going. Maybe I shouldn't.
Okay, so
Maybe I shouldn't go back.
there's a couple of things I will say. Like, all right, first off, when they announced this, I was like, oh yeah, so they killed that Marvel Heroes game or whatever. What the hell were they calling it by the end?
It was Marvel Heroes.
Marvel
Yeah.
Heroes.
It was something else before
MMO type game.
Yeah,
that
that
action
was-
thing.
that microtransaction-y free-to-play
Yeah.
bullshit game. It was something before that, before it came to console.
Yeah, and then they just shortened it to Marvel
Right.
Heroes, and then they
Yeah.
Killed it.
When that died, I was like, oh, Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out. Oh, they got some more of their bullshit they want to put out, and they're just going to slap it into this package and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to say that is absolutely not the case. This is an Ultimate Alliance game. Now, some things have been sort of modernized. It's weird because I'm a huge fan of Ultimate Alliance 1. 2
Yeah.
was fine. Like it was different, but it was fine. It was
I just didn't like the Civil War angle. Civil War has never sat right with me.
Yeah.
Like whenever I hear that's involved in anything, I'm like, eh.
right. I mean, I like the storyline. I like the idea of it. I think more than the actual execution of it. But there was just a lot of things about 2. I was like, all right, it's a way prettier game. It looks a lot better, but it's just missing that weird little spark that the first one had. Like the first one just had all kinds of weird things. Like, hey, now you're doing random trivia, and MODOK's gonna like ask you random questions,
That's
and that's
right.
how you advance. And
That's
like,
right. I
and
forgot about that.
And I just played through the first one so many times where it's like, there's so many weird, quirky things, and now you're going to Atlantis, and now you're going over
Well,
here, and it's like,
The first one is like probably the biggest comic book geek game ever. Like
Yeah.
for like actual comic book, like dumb comic book shit.
yeah. And plus, like, just figuring out, okay, if I put this team together, you get a hidden bonus that you didn't know. It's like, oh, shit, that's the original Avengers, and now you get this weird bonus,
Yeah, and some of the costumes were just fucking ridiculous. Like I can't believe anyone remembers this. That's not me.
like Joe
type
Fix
stuff.
It for the Hulk and stuff
Yeah.
like yeah. But yeah, so I fucking love the first one. Now, I will say this probably in terms of that falls, I would say not quite in the middle, but a little closer to 1. So like you don't quite have that weird, like, haphazard thing that the first one had, where it was like, we don't know if we know exactly what we're doing when we're making a video game, but we're going to have some fun doing it. And it's going to be geeky as hell. This one's a lot more refined and more polished. It's made by Team Ninja, you know, of all things.
Yeah, that's odd. But
yeah.
Okay.
But it seems to be the world traipsing kind of thing you want, but obviously a lot more inspired by the MCU now. I mean, all of the voices and stuff are like I think they're all the Guardians of the Galaxy or the people from the Telltale game and stuff like that.
They weren't bad.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not bad. People have complained about like Nick Fury like doing not trying to sound like Samuel L. Jackson. I'm like, no, it's clearly someone trying to have his inflections on things. Wolverine, I think, is Steve Bloom. You know, it's like some of the voices are like, all right, yeah, that's who that's supposed to be, kind of thing. But the nice thing is like, unlike the MCU, it's like, no, it's still all things Marvel. Like, we're not shunning the X-Men. We're not like not having the Fantastic Four mentioned or playable or anything like that. Like, they're not like shying away from anybody like the MCU did, where it's like, no, mutants, I don't know what you're talking about, you know, kind of thing like Marvel's been doing for years. So yeah, it's got all that, but it's a very deep game. Like, there is a lot going on. Like, there's giant skill tree things you can go after that are like team based, not individual people. The individual people, it's pretty simple. Like, level up, now you have points. What ability do you want to put it in? You've got sort of like if you've played any of the mobile Marvel games like Puzzle Quest and whatnot, you've got the ISO 8 stuff. So like you'll pick those up and you can like upgrade, modify them slightly, but it just becomes another, like, it's like a rune slot. You know, just put it on this character and you get this like extra little bonus. So it's not like this, it's not microtransaction-y or bullshit and anything. It's just like, hey, pick that up. Oh, that's a super rare one? Cool, give it to this guy. And they make it really easy to like unequip it and put it on, you know, if you want to change out your team. It's just like, oh, so-and-so's got it equipped. You know, just take it from them, put it on this other person. But they're very upfront with the team bonuses. You could just look through all the different various teams and it'll tell you, like, these are the people you need to put on this team to get this bonus, and this is what it's going to do. But they've got these infinity rifts that are kind of like challenge rooms, where I feel like a lot of people are saying they're really hard. I think they're really hard if you're chasing all 3 goals in one run.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like, go straight into pro tips, but like if you're running these things, just go after 1 or 2 goals. Run it again and do the other one. Because it'll be like, beat 100 enemies in 1 minute. Well, just go for the speed run. Don't also try to get the certain number of points and damage on combo modifier thing. Like, just do that in another run. It's only going to take you a minute or a little more, so just do it a second time. Don't chase all 3 in one go. Especially, and also, like, wait till you're 5 levels above the level of the rift. Don't, like, do it level of, because you're not going to get speed run or anything like that.
From what I remember, they had all that stuff in the first one as well, where there were character-specific challenges.
Yes, there were. Yeah, I think that's how you unlock like the 3rd or 4th costume was doing their character-specific challenges.
And some of them were like, fuck me.
Yeah, some of them are pretty hard.
I seem to remember Captain America as being a particularly hard one.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. I mean, so like I think it for me, it's definitely scratching that Ultimate Alliance itch pretty well. I will say, my biggest complaints about it are, I feel like Ultimate Alliance 1 was like, oh, just get a flying character and you can like skip over entire sections of the level because you can just like go over the map.
Yep.
And this one's like, no, there's hidden fences all over the place, and you can't, even though you might think you can get up there, you can't get up there. Like, it's very linear, like go down this path, and there's hidden objects and things like that you might have to like swivel the camera around and be like, oh yeah, I can totally go there, because you do have a free floating camera, which was not a thing in the old ones.
No.
And the nice thing is, if you're playing either single player or co-op on your own screen, there is a heroic mode camera that's kind of more like Diablo 3. It's a little more pulled in. You know, it's not that like super top-down camera that you have to have for 4 players, same couch co-op, which you can do, but you can toggle. So that's nice. It's a robust game, and I'm shocked. Like, it's just being. I think I have to stop thinking like this. Something about me when it first came out was like, oh, it's Nintendo back on their bullshit. Switch games are going to be kid games. They're fucking mobile games turned, to waggle controls, kind of thing. And the Switch is a real fucking video game system, guys. Like, I'm here to tell you, like, the more I'm playing it, it's like, I was wrong. Like, the Switch is, even though it's only 1080p, like, there are games that are fucking feature-packed on there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I have not regretted getting a Switch at all.
Like, I mean, Smash Brothers. I mean, I know people are like, it's a simple 2-button fighting game, but what's in that package as far as time you can spend doing things, it's insane. You know, like that Mario.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's
I
almost
had to stop.
Yeah, it's almost
I
too
got
much.
overwhelmed
Yeah,
by
yeah.
that fucking game.
So I mean, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance is kind of like that. It's like, holy shit! Like, I think about, like, if I was a kid, it's easy to convince your parents this is the cheapest video game system, and then you get these games and it's just like, holy shit! Like, I just got an incredible value. I will be playing this all summer, if not longer. So I think it's great, and I was totally wrong. Like, and the fact that you can pick it up and take it with you, and it's portable too. Like, I'm suddenly super pro Switch. So
Yeah. Did they? Are they putting a season pass out for this one too? Like,
there
more
is
characters.
Yeah, right now all there is the quote unquote. It's not even a pre-order bonus. It's just like right now there's an alternate Deadpool costume. That's all that's available right now. But
okay.
that's not what's going to be. Like, there are
Mm-hmm.
they've already said there are 3 packs, and I think it's not just characters. It's like some story-based stuff. Like they've said there's going to be a Fantastic Four one, I think a Marvel Knights one, and then maybe another X-Men mutant thing. So
Okay.
So far I have not encountered the Fantastic Four. I know I just said they're not excluding them, but I think they're getting their whole like own thing. But it's only $20, and that's 3 sounds like pretty big things coming for it. So I will buy it. It's just there's zero reason to now because I don't need whatever Deadpool costume.
Come on. Well, maybe he's blue.
I do like the Deadpool voice they got in this.
Okay.
It's when you encounter him, it's fun.
Okay.
Like the first time you meet him, it's like, all right, I'm with what's happening here. So
Do you think
Yeah.
it's the same guy who did the last gen Deadpool game that was kind of
that was
Nolan
Nolan
North.
was it? Okay.
Yeah. So no, I don't.
That's
think
right, because he calls himself.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, bro.
Yeah, I want to get Nolan North for my game. It's like, no, man, I'm not doing that shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So you
maybe
definitely
it is, I don't
recommend
know.
I spend the $60?
Yes,
Okay.
the game is really good. If you
I might just spend
if
the
you-
80.
If you're
Fuck it.
if you're unsold, I will fire it up, and I think 5 minutes of me playing it would be like, yeah.
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 I mean, I that was the first game I ever got the full 1,000 gamer score on.
I never
on
did
the 360
because I couldn't. I think I just had a bug. I must have thrown so many motherfuckers off of ledges,
off that elevator,
and it never
Yeah.
dinged for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just for like 2 straight hours, I was just like throwing people off, and I was like, I had to have hit 500.
Yeah.
It just had to have by
I
now.
remember. I remember taking a sick day because they were finally putting out the DLC for that game, and then they didn't put it out that day. They delayed it like a week.
But that was just the character pack, though, right? Wasn't that all it was? Like the Hulk and whatnot pack?
Yeah, there were like
I don't remember.
I think Cyclops was one. It was like 12 new characters,
Oh,
but
was
I
that
was
much?
just like,
Okay, yeah.
but that was like back when I say, but like DLC was like, wow, the game's gonna have DLC, like
Oh,
more
yeah.
characters, you know, like, and I already had 1,000 points, and they were adding more achievements, so I was like, what?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I've been playing as much as I can't have been able to time wise because I've been a little busy. I've been playing nothing but that and plan to for the foreseeable future. But yeah, like the challenge stuff is fun. It's a really nice seamless game. Like you can pop between things really easily.
Yeah.
Like jump out to the main menu, get right back where you were basically. I mean, it's a good idea to just hit those little shield points, just like they've always been there. Hit those because going past it might trigger a cutscene, and then if you quit out, you're going to see that cutscene again.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got
That sort of stuff.
they've got the kind of cool cast in there you would expect from a game that's now 10 years in the future. Like young Ms. Marvel's there, and Miles Morales, and I'm.
God, you think about how many characters didn't exist when the last one came out.
Yeah. There's actually one team just called Ultimate Alliance 3 because it's all the people who are like, these are brand new people. Like, they've not been in one of these games before. Like, because they might not even existed when this other one came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's some good shit. They're early on there, I was like, are you really going to lean into the Inhumans stuff? Because, like, I feel like they were probably
They've tried so
I was
hard
just
and
like,
nobody
yeah.
gives
I was
a
like,
fuck.
were you were programming this game when they were really trying to push that TV show, and it's like Medusa's one of the first people, or somebody, no, Crystal, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Nobody cares.
and then like there's Lockjaw, and I'm like, yeah, all right, but then it just
All right, I'll Lockjaw. I'm
Lockjaw's
fine
cool.
with Lockjaw.
yeah, it starts off as like a Guardians only thing, and it's called the Black Order, as in, of course, you're fighting Thanos's people,
Yeah.
but they're different enough from what everything that's happening is different enough from the MCU stuff that it's like, no, I don't mind doing more Infinity Stone stuff because this is, obviously the entire Marvel cast is there. I'm fine with going down
Yeah.
this road again.
Yep.
Because like already I'm fighting people. It's like, oh man, just if we could have this in the MCU, like bring this person and this person fighting, it'd be so great. Yeah, I'm digging it.
Well, good. I will pick it up
I will.
because I've got money.
Ooh, nice.
Because something happened between this episode and the previous episode.
Oh,
Did you find a sack of money in an alley?
Kind of.
did you become a contract
In an
killer?
Xbox alley. It's Microsoft had a deal where, okay, if you upgrade your account for $1, we'll give you basically the account that has gold and our Game Pass.
Well,
It was
yes.
they matched Game Pass for all the months of gold that you have.
up to
Yeah,
3, which
that's
is
what
up
I was
to
getting
3
to.
years,
Is if you had pre-purchased as many months as would be allowed, which is whatever gets
3
you up
years.
to about 3 years,
Yeah.
all of those months immediately converted into Game Pass months.
Ultimate. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, through like October 2021, I now have Game Pass.
So you don't have to buy any more games ever.
Kind of don't.
Not
I-
first party games.
Honest
Well-
to God, you kind of don't. It's fucking crazy.
Those-
Like I
They're
feel
adding
like I was
shit
way
all the
behind
time.
on it.
Yeah.
But this is just like all those bullshit games that I was like, maybe I'll try that. And I'll wait till it's like $5. Now it's like I don't have to wait until it's $5. I just fucking play it.
Mhm.
It's worth it.
Those assholes had to do that when I was fucking flat broke.
I think it's still available.
I think you
Yeah.
can still do it. I
You
think
might
I
still
saw
be
it.
able
Dash
to do it.
pretty
You may
sure
you may
bad
not
about
only
it.
you may not get it for $1, but
No, I
even
think it
paying
is,
like
yeah.
oh
It's,
still
it's still on the main
But I
dashboard.
was gonna
yeah.
say, like, if you could
Okay.
pay $15 right now and it would convert all your remaining months, I'd fucking do it in a heartbeat.
Well, I will have to buy some months of gold
Yeah.
Yeah, because
next
it is
week.
it is genuinely worth it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Game
Yeah.
Pass is kind of worth it anyway.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, it's this thing done right. You know, it's like because it's everyone's talking about, oh well, how do they crack the Netflix of games or whatever, and this kind of is because it's just like Netflix. You're just like, oh, what the fuck's that? I'll watch that. This is the same thing. What the fuck game is that? All right, I'll download it.
Yep.
Oh shit, that's actually good.
Yeah,
I've played games that I normally would not have given a shit about.
and there's brand new stuff.
Can you
Like-
can you
yeah.
access like the thing to download games for Game Pass from their website?
Well, you
There's
can
a-
definitely
I
do
know
it
there's
from
an
their
app.
Yeah,
I
there's
have
a
an
mobile
app.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can do it. So you can sit at work
Yep.
Yeah.
and
And
like,
it actually has like
browse.
these games are leaving soon category. These games are brand
Nice.
new category.
It also makes it really nice to track your like stupid rewards thing inside
yeah.
of it. Like,
Oh, yeah,
'cause
yeah,
good. Well, I mean, not all the rewards because there's still all the Bing rewards and crap like that.
Mm-hmm.
That you know, but like the hey, get 5 achievements in any Game Pass game. Okay, I did that. Redeem. You know.
Yeah.
So I've been like getting Microsoft Space dollars pretty easily.
Nice.
Yep. But yeah, new games like Void Bastards,
Yeah.
which I
I would have never played this
Yeah,
game if it
nope.
wasn't on Game Pass.
heard
Well-
enough people talk about it, but I think that's the thing is so many people talked about it that I was like, oh, I got to give this a shot.
Here's the weirdest thing. I was watching Giant Bomb put out their Quick Look, and I was like, what is this game? I've never heard of this. Look at this cartoon art style. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Roguelike, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. And I'm like, I'm literally on the Steam page going, do I want to spend $15? And Chuck's like, hey, Void Bastards and this other thing's on Game Pass. I'm like, hand off the buy button. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, hey, you should download these games. They're on Game Pass. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And I was like literally on the
Okay.
the store page for the Steam version.
All right.
Yeah. So Void Bastards is kind of a roguelike first-person shooter
Yes.
in that your character is a convict who is basically a pile of goo that is reconstituted into a human when they need him, and is sent into a ship.
Yeah, they
And-
they dehydrate you to save space in the prisons.
Yeah.
And then they reconstitute you when your sentence is up.
Yep.
Yeah. And you
They're
are
like, you got to get from point A to point B. Go.
yeah.
Do a
and,
thing.
and it's you are traveling through the galaxy or whatever. You know, there's a little map for each level that basically says, all right, this is this kind of ship. You'll probably find this on it.
Yeah.
And you
'Cause
have
you
a
need
goal.
stuff.
Yeah, you have a goal of okay. The first thing you have to do is get an ID printed, and so you need a certain item that's going to be on a ship that's close, and then there's like the actual printer itself is on a ship that's 5 or 6 jumps away, and so you'll have a certain amount of fuel, so you can't just like skip to that one. You're going to have to stop at one of the ships along the way and find fuel in the level, and the levels are fairly small.
Some of
Generally
them.
speaking,
there
they're-
are some. pretty
Yeah, the
big
ships aren't big.
No.
Yeah. But sometimes there's pirates on the ships. Sometimes there's just like the sentry robots that are protecting the ship on their own. And you got a little pea shooter, of course, to start. And then eventually you put together a staple gun, which is kind of like a shotgun. And you're upgrading your equipment as you go. And when you die, they basically just reconstitute a new prisoner. And that becomes your new character.
Yep.
But that one will have a certain perk or something to them.
Yeah, it's like that Rogue Legacy thing of like, this might be a good thing, or you might just like, wasn't there one that's like flatulence, or no? That's Rogue Legacy. I think there's burping one where if you burp randomly.
Oh
or
yeah,
it's I- is it
it'll alert.
IBS. It's like I think it's like
Well-
one where it's just like you'll go like oh, and like it can alert people that are nearby.
I had when I got reconstituted for like the second or third time, my dude had like a cold and was sneezing,
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
I had a guy who
coughing,
would cough a lot.
yeah, and it was just like that's gonna alert.
There's one where the guy will go woohoo
Yes.
when you pick something up,
Yes, he's overly excited. Yeah, every
Yeah,
time he
it's
picks
pretty
something,
good.
he's like whoo.
but that obviously alerts anything to your presence.
Right.
And so the shooting's not great. Is my main complaint with it.
Sure.
I love the idea. I love a lot of things about it, but I got a little bit bored of the gameplay as I kept going.
Well, it should probably be noted. I believe isn't this a Humble bundle made for Humble?
I think they published it.
Well, I think yeah, but I think it's like they wanted it made or something like something. It's like one of the first games where it's like specifically like made by them or put out
Yeah.
by them or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
they published it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it is. I like the idea of it. It feels like one that I have to. It's almost like Doom to me, where it's like I have to play it in little chunks, or else I'm going to get kind of like
Yeah,
a bit too samey with it.
it's neat. The art style is neat. It's just a neat thing. It's
Kind of scratches that FTL itch, only because of like the little jumps.
I figured.
Yes.
A little bit,
Yeah.
just like and also like looking somewhere because like before you go on the ship, it'll be like it has a little indicator like this is how hard it is, or this is how many of this kind of enemy you're gonna find. So you can be like,
I don't need that.
do I really want to go on the ship? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is a strategy to what you're doing, and sometimes it's just a casino boat or something, so you know that you're going to have a whole bunch of credits that are there. Because there are also perks that you can buy in each level. Like if you find the terminal, you can download the entire map, and it might show you, okay, here's where all the enemies are on the map, and it'll actually show where they're roving around.
Yeah, I think it's very worth playing. I mean, I would suggest when you start off, don't be a hero. Just play it on the easiest setting. Because, like, I was like, I've played video games. I'm coming around to Chuck's philosophy on
Thank
this.
you.
I just,
Show me your content.
kind of, but I also was like, I'm doing all right. And then I just hit a certain point where it was like, we are never going to give you more bullets, ever.
Yeah.
And so I was
yeah,
just like,
that part sucks.
I'm like, there's no melee. Maybe there's a melee later, but like when I was at, I was just like, cool. I'm on a ship, and if I encounter somebody, I'm dead. 'Cause I have no bullets. So.
The trick there is to just go ahead and die.
Yeah.
Because you get reconstituted and they give you bullets.
Sure,
So.
but I had made it to like sector 2 or something.
Oh,
and I was
oh,
like,
well, yeah.
I was like, shit.
Okay.
But playing on normal mode, I think it just doesn't drop stuff as much. I mean, it's not like people were that much harder to fight. It's just I think the drops are much less or less frequent or something.
Okay. Yeah, it's neat. It's not something that I don't. I liked the look of it, and that was enough to draw my attention to it. But otherwise, I don't think it would have been something I would have ever played had it not been on Game Pass. And to be honest, like I only played it the first day, and then got distracted. It's still in the back of my head, like I need to go back and play more of that. So it didn't stick with me, but I enjoyed my time with. I played for 2 or 3 hours or whatever.
I feel like PJ would like it. I mean, you're the person here who beat Rogue Legacy. I think you might enjoy this.
It sounds like my type of game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's with all roguelikes, it's kind of like you have to enjoy the grind that's going to be inherent in it. Where it's like, okay, if this gameplay clicks with you, you're going to want to keep going and keep doing it over and over and over.
Yeah. I feel like between the art style and the goofy nature of its jokes, it's worth playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely, I'd recommend it.
Also, there's with all things like there's something else going on because like the people you're seeing on ships, they say something like that's not what they really look like, or
Yeah.
like you have some kind of weird like space dementia because like whatever you're seeing
It's
is
called
not,
Space Madness.
Yeah. You're not seeing what's real.
Yeah.
Or something.
They're like, don't worry about it, just
Yeah.
just shoot them
Because you have like a dry British butler in your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
just giving you, dry instructions and just telling you, hey, go ahead and die, man. You'll come back as somebody else.
But
It's
food,
cool.
food and fuel are like your two main resources. I don't
Yeah.
think we mentioned food. So like every hop takes one fuel and one food. And if you rest,
Yeah.
like to get energy back, you consume a food, but not a fuel. But you don't go anywhere. So you can rest and get some hit points back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll admit the survival bits of it are like most games. As soon as I see that, I go, no, I don't want to do this. But this,
It's simple enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's-
only really kicks in if you're like deep into the
Yeah.
levels.
yeah, it's a watered down one of these, and it's neat in that regard. It's not this hardcore thing where it's just like, fuck you, you have to go find fruits.
I do like that. Like you can encounter a DNA resequencer. I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Where if you've got those weird perks, you can like re-roll them.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can get rid of like the random cough or whatever.
Right.
And
Yeah.
actually get something positive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's neat.
I mean, it's, yeah, the people who've designed it clearly have played enough of these to go, all right, what's fun about these? What features kind of bug people? They've balanced it really well as far as, all right, here's this carrot on the stick to keep you playing more and more levels and deciding whether or not you want to land on this one ship or you just want to skip it.
Yeah.
No, so it's good.
Void Bastards
Void Bastards.
on Game Pass.
Yes.
Do not avoid it.
Sure. Yeah, something like that.
Boom. There
Another
it is.
game, a Game Pass game. This is going to be like Game Pass Corner inadvertently. But I played, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I think it's Dandara.
I think they make a shampoo for that.
Yeah. It is, which is apparently like a Brazilian folk hero type thing.
Oh,
okay.
Because it's made by a Brazilian team.
All
But
right.
it is a Metroidvania where you are this character who's, saving a
Oh. Yeah, we got to
desolate
put
land.
$1 in like the Metroidvania roguelike
Yeah.
jar
I know.
tonight.
Yeah, but this one is not a roguelike at all. I mean, this is very much all right, here's your map. Here's, you've unlocked this power that opens these areas that you weren't able to access before. It's all of that stuff. The difference in this one, it apparently started out as a mobile game, which I didn't realize at first, but it makes total sense in playing it because your character you don't have like left, right, up, down movement. It's a 2D side scrolling thing. However, you have to aim at areas of salt on the ground. So if there's white salt in an area, that means you can jump to it. But that's all you can do. You can basically jump from area to area. So you have to kind of aim your targeting. So that's your movement becomes, all right, aiming to here, hitting the jump button, aiming to here, hitting the jump button. Which is fine until you have to start fighting enemies, and so suddenly you have to hold the shoot button and get your aim, and then let it go to shoot the enemies. And when there's multiple ones flying around, and you have to start dodging and jumping around back and forth, which kind of uses the same controls, then it can get a bit frustrating. But I'm liking it so far. I don't. My problem that I seem to hit with almost all Metroidvanias, which I think is why I latched onto Dead Cells, is with most Metroidvanias, I just end up backtracking the fuck out of everything because it's like, all right, I got this power. Now let's see which areas will let me do this. And at least with this one, they color code those on the map. So you can see, all right, if this switch is purple and I got this power, that means, okay, I can start using that switch now. And of course, that means, okay, I've unlocked this area, so then I'll see all this stuff. And it'll at least color code those things so you know, but there's still all that backtracking going on. And Dead Cells avoided that because Dead Cells, you just keep pushing forward.
Right. Just do it again. Do it the next time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of why I fell off New God of War. Is I just remember like going through like, how the fuck are you supposed to do this thing? And then realizing when I got my first power, it was like, oh, okay, Metroidvania rules here. And then I thought about like, oh, that's like 2 levels back. Fuck that. Like how long it took me to get here because I.
Speaking on that, I was watching somebody play God of War 3, I think it was. That had a lot of that bullshit too.
Did it?
A lot where you just have to, oh great, okay, now I go all the way back now that I've gotten the Fists of Hercules or whatever. Now I got to go
Fisticles.
Yeah, Fisticles. Now I got to go back and punch these things that I couldn't do anything with before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and the thing is, the game has to make it fun to traverse in order for that to work. Because obviously, Batman: Arkham Asylum, it's a Metroidvania. However, using the zip line and jumping around was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun as hell.
It's
If you ran into guys, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat the hell out of some guys.
Why PS4 Spider-Man worked. It's like, hey, there's fast travel if you want to use it, but you know what? It's also fun as shit just swing around the city. So
Yeah.
why bother?
I mean, the only reason I ever used fast travel is because riding on the subway was a cool cutscene.
It was. I mean, every once in a while it was just like, I'm down in like the financial district, and it's like go to Harlem or whatever. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
fast travel.
Time
Yeah.
to swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this one it's a straight up Metroidvania, so there's a lot of that traversal. But the thing that really bothered me about it is the map is presented as, you would imagine a 2D Metroid map to look. However, when you are traversing levels, you may go through a door that's on the right-hand side of the room. You'll go through the other side, it'll switch to the next screen, and then it'll rotate that screen 90 degrees. So you might be going up map-wise, but you're going left instead, like on the screen. And then you might hit a corner and turn, and it might rotate it another 90 degrees again. So traversal suddenly can get really confusing because it keeps reorienting you in a way that doesn't necessarily it might be easier to go across that screen itself, but in terms of like trying to map where you're going in your brain, you go, oh fuck, I didn't mean to go that way, even though you've tried to aim yourself the correct direction. And it's not anything where you change the viewpoint. It's like the screen automatically rotates to that point when you get to that point in the level.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those choices. It's like, I don't know why you guys did this, because the way the salt jumping works, it doesn't matter which way you're oriented. You're still you can only jump to what you can see on screen that is within, a direct line towards that next area.
Okay. I think I understand. I might have to try this to fully understand it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those games where, I'm assuming it was done in Brazilian, and so all the text is, translated to English on the screen.
Portuguese, yeah.
Portuguese. Yeah. You're right. I'm wrong. But the music's really good. It's one of those nice indie games that is like a small team that made it, but you can tell they were really into what they were doing, and that goes a long way.
Yeah.
I had to take a break from it because, much like one you'll probably talk about in the second half, like it's
good in chunks.
yeah, and the backtracking just like you're like, I don't want to go all the way over here.
Oh, that was
like I know where I need to go.
Yeah.
I just do not
Should I
have
just move this up?
Yeah, go for
All
it.
right, I'm just being because this feels like weird to dance around this.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton to say because we've talked about this before, but I played Hollow Knight also just
On
because
Game Pass.
because it was like, hey, I've been hearing I should play this and it's on Game Pass, so why wouldn't I do this? I'm really loving Hollow Knight. I think my problem was I played for like 2.5, 3 hours straight, and I found myself getting impatient, which is the exact wrong way to play that game.
Yes.
So it wasn't even that I was like, oh, I have to backtrack. That didn't really bother me at all. It was just I got to like one of the first boss people type things where I think I was about to get a new power, and suddenly I was like, I lost, and then it was just like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna do this fast. And then like I was like, no, this is no.
That run to get back to the
Put
boss.
the
is-
controller down,
Yeah.
stop playing this for now, and come back to it. And I haven't yet, but I most definitely will. That's so. I'm here with the pro tips of like if you start to become frustrated with Hollow Knight, it's time to stop playing for that session and come back.
Yeah.
Because
But
yeah.
that one and Dandara have very similar problems with the backtracking.
Mhm.
The problem with Hollow Knight is that map's fucking huge.
It is, and
once
maybe-
you've unlocked a bit of it, it is gigantic.
But isn't there some sort of fast travel-y section?
Kind of.
Yeah.
You can unlock trains that'll go from one part to another.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm confusing the benches are really just
Yeah,
save points.
the benches are save points. There's kind of like it kind of works in the manner of, okay, you've unlocked this pathway that you didn't have before that's like real close to another area.
Mhm.
But there are the the giant beetles that'll take you from one train stop to another, but those aren't always in the most
Yeah.
convenient spots.
There's some distance.
Yeah.
That game is gorgeous, and like, man, that's my kind of aesthetic. And I feel like possibly for the first time, it's one of those ultra gorgeous games that might not be impossible to play. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
is not
saying.
an easy game.
I'm just saying it's not like Unravel hit it real fast. Ori, I mean, maybe there's the easy version on the definitive edition,
Mm-hmm.
but like Ori, it was just like beautiful. Nope. Cuphead, obviously.
Yeah.
Cuphead revels.
I
in
think
its
the difference
difficulty.
with Hollow Knight is you can avoid a lot of encounters.
Sure.
Like, if you're just like the guy that's just roaming the level, that you're like, I'm not gonna lose all my health trying to kill this
Yeah.
guy. You can kind of get away from him quickly if
Yeah.
you're, if you're smart in how you're playing.
And like I said, everyone I've encountered so far is just like, if you've played a video game, it's like, all right, just learn their pattern, and that's how you beat them. And it's a game of patience, which is interesting because I oftentimes don't have that, and this is kind of, in a strange way, teaching me it again. Yeah.
Yeah, about how far you said you played about 3 hours.
Yeah, I think. Well, the lady that I know I beat a quote unquote boss before her, but the one that was getting the best of me was the lady who looks like you, has a spear. I don't know if she has any identifiable name.
Oh, I
yet.
can't remember her name, but
Yeah.
her call outs got on my nerves.
Yeah.
because I fought that battle so many times.
Yeah,
I think her name's just Needle.
sure.
No, if
I'll
I
go with that.
remember right, because I think that's what she has. Is she actually has a needle?
Okay.
You are the Hollow Knight, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she looks like you.
Uh-huh.
She's the Holly Knight.
Oh, okay. Holy. If you're a Neil Diamond fan.
And you
Right.
should be.
Yeah.
Oh, should you now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's all I really had to say about that. I've just, like I said, it just seemed like might as well go ahead and talk about it because we're talking about those kind of games.
Yeah.
And we'll take a break for talking about those games for half a second and talk about something else, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I will say I've been tempted to get Hollow Knight on Switch a few times, and I'm like, no, because the DLC's not part of it.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Is it Void Heart Edition? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called? Yeah.
that's the one that's basically it's just got everything.
Yeah.
Void DLC is more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bastard. Void making bastard joke.
So we'll go ahead and wrap up our Game
it's-
Pass game stuff here.
Okay.
I started playing Dead by Daylight.
Is that on Game Pass as
Which
well?
is
Yes.
Oh, it is.
The
Shit.
base
Oh, wow.
version.
Oh, okay. I was
Like
gonna
you
say,
don't
this-
get
this is the
you
one I
don't
haven't
get Freddy
played.
Krueger. Well, you can't play as Freddy or Leatherface or
Can you
Michael
play as
Myers. No.
Oh.
But
Can you play
you do
as a man?
you
bat?
can play on their levels, and you can play as a victim of them.
Oh,
you know,
neat.
we're one of the survivors, because it's one of those asymmetrical competitive games where one person is the killer, and it's not randomized, but I mean, like, you choose. If you decide to play as the killer, you choose which killer you are playing as.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a survivor, it's randomized as far as, I've been playing in teams with a lot of TVGP people like Moonpier, who is like the master of this fucking game. But you have a survivor group of 4, and they're randomly placed in, not randomly, but they're placed in a random level with a random killer. And your job is you have to start at least, I believe it's 5 generators in the level. And the generators are randomly placed. So, I mean, like, the level layout may be the same, but each time, the things where they are going to be different. And the levels are big enough that you can be away from the killer if you need to be. But as you play, the killer is trying to, knock you down, and then they hang you on hooks.
Shouldn't hang me on
Because
the
you are
hook,
to
Johnny.
you are to be sacrificed to some kind of elder god type thing at the end, and it doesn't matter who the killer is. They always have the same goal,
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
and they all have different powers that work that do different things. But as a survivor goes, you're also unlocking powers that give you little boosts that you can use. But you're trying to start the generators, and then once you've started enough of them, you have to unlock the exit, and then get out of the exit.
Okay.
And if your friend gets hooked, you can save them twice, but the third time they're fucked. And a smart killer will basically focus on one person and just get them knocked out.
Okay.
And the generators, when you get to one, you basically have to hold an action button, and you have to hit little mini QuickTime thing. You'll hear a little bing, and then you have to hit a button in a little, a little meter will spin around. You have to hit the button in the correct space, or you fuck up the generator and you immediately alert the killer to which generator you're at.
Sweet.
Because it will flash in their HUD. And the way you know the killer is nearby is you'll start hearing a heartbeat that will get louder and louder and louder as they get closer and closer until you can finally see them. And it's hard to explain, but you would think that if you were the killer, it's real easy to just fucking murder people. But it is absolutely not at all.
Okay.
But when you're playing as a survivor, you think, oh, it's going to be easy to get away from this guy. And somehow it is absolutely not at all. And maybe I just suck at both sides of this game. But
No, it's not. Like, neither are easy.
yeah.
So
yeah,
can you actually kill the killers?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. So it's
No,
not like
you
so-
have no way of fighting back.
So Friday the 13th, which is similar time that
Yeah.
this came out, you can kill Jason. It's just really fucking hard to do.
No, you cannot do that. All you can do is run away, and you can basically there will be pallets and other things that you can knock behind you that knock them over. And if you're sneaky enough, you can sneak around. And because apparently, like when you are playing as a survivor, you're in third person, so you kind of have a bit more view. And you can see your guy, you can see your friends running around, that sort of thing. You can peek around corners a little bit because you have a third-person camera. When you're the killer, you're in a first-person camera, and the FOV is much smaller,
Okay.
so your peripheral is obstructed a lot. So if someone's good, they're able to like duck behind things and then kind of sneak behind you and get away. But if they're running, they will leave like a red trail behind them. So that's usually how the killer's going to catch you. Is they're going to follow that red trail.
Yeah. You get swooped
you.
and run, and the red trail leads them to you, and then they put you on a hook.
Yeah. So the smart way to do it is to run at least enough to put enough distance between you, and then start using hiding places and
Yeah.
sneaking and doing that, which I've learned because I've gotten pretty decent at surviving. I suck as a killer. And all the killers have different perks. Like Michael Myers, his big one is you're not alerted to him nearly as early as anybody else. So like, the other killers, they might be 30 feet away, 30 yards away, and you're hearing them loud, whereas he could be 30 yards away and you don't hear anything that he
Yeah.
does.
Doesn't Michael Myers also have like a focus thing where you like, if you focus on a particular survivor, you get bonuses and buffs and stuff or something like that?
Yes, apparently with him, because when you're playing as a killer, you basically have to knock the person down. You have to be able to hit the person twice to be able to pick them up and carry them over to the hooks. Because you'll hit them once and then they'll kind of stumble and then they'll keep running. And you have to recover from your swing. So that's why you can't just go up and go whack, whack, and they're dead.
Yeah.
You hit them the once and then they kind of have that little opportunity to run just enough. And if you're not on top of them, you can't hit them that second time, and they're able to recover down the line.
There's a surprisingly good amount of balance in that game.
It is amazingly well balanced.
A,
Like I said, sometimes it feels like, man, how the fuck did he do that?
Mm-hmm.
And then and both sides, even though you've played it and you know how it operates, it's still like, man, how did that happen? I don't.
Yeah.
God.
A friend of mine that streams on Twitch, well, she's on Mixer now, but played nothing but Dead by Daylight for like 3 or 4 months. So I've seen a lot of Dead by Daylight matches.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to watch to watch the meta develop on how like everything sort of changes over time, but also just to watch and figure out all the pro strats for playing as a killer or as a survivor. Have you ever played as the killer that throws the axes, the like bunny mask
I have
lady?
not played as that one. I've been trying to play as the one with the chainsaw.
Gotcha.
That's not Leatherface. That's
Yeah.
the generic one that they started in the game.
Yeah.
It's Pleatherface.
Yeah.
Pigskin.
Faux.
Pigskin
Yeah,
head.
because that one, if you basically you have a normal attack where you hit him with like a big wrench or something, but there's also a chainsaw attack that you kind of have to charge up. But then if you can hit them, you're instantly downing them.
Nice.
But that's really, really hard because they hear that chainsaw rev up and then serpentine motion saves
Right.
lives. So
Yeah.
they just start dodging everything that you can possibly throw at them.
Or the circle back and juke.
Yep.
You turn around like there's a I don't want to say a move, but move.
It's a maneuver.
A maneuver, yeah. What are you, a bloody tank commander now?
I am. Actually.
So there's a
wanna
maneuver
brag.
where you like just turn around and run at the killer, and then at the last second kind of divert off to the side. That's fairly effective if your killer's not real good. But
Yeah.
I think it's called the Huntress, the lady with the bunny mask, and
Yes,
she
it
gets
is.
she gets hatchets, and if you're good at throwing hatchets, you're fucking deadly because they have a pretty decent range on them. So you throw hatchets at people, and but again with the balance, you have a limited number of hatchets, and you have to go to one of these little supply closet things to get more hatchets.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
hatchet room, I guess.
And
yeah, a little hatchet hut.
Yeah.
And it has like
It's a
daily bonuses that you earn because you're earning blood points, I think they're called, which is what unlocks all the perks that you have.
Points.
Yeah. And of course, my first one was like, win a match as David or something. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm playing as David. Turns out David is one of the hardest characters to play as a survivor.
Does he have asthma and stuff?
No, but his
He's got Tourette's.
Yeah.
his perks are like very specific to like, okay, if you know what you're doing, you'll be able to use these really well, but if you don't, they are absolutely completely useless. Which I didn't realize until Moonpier's like, wait, you're playing as David? I'm like, yeah, sure. That was my daily bonus. And he's like, all right, here's what I need to tell you.
David sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck David.
Well, it was like what his special power is that's baked into the character is he has a run boost thing where it's kind of like if he gets hit, he can recover immediately and then sprint really fast. But the problem is you kind of get that anyway the first time you get hit. And I wasn't thinking about it, and I was just like, oh, I got hit. I got to hit the boost. And I'd run, and it would be worthless. The real trick is that the second time you get hit, you can use it, which will save you from getting hooked, because then you can get somewhere where somebody can heal you. But you're not really going to know that, and the game's not that great about explaining that sort of thing.
All right, I have two questions here.
Sure.
Are the hooks everywhere, or does he just are
There
they
are,
carrying
like-
around their own hooks?
No.
Okay.
They're basically like a set altar thing in the level, and there's multiple ones. Like
Okay.
there's always a killer's basement, which is like their lair, which will have a chest in it, which you can open the thing, and it might have a flashlight that you can use to blind the killer to get away.
Ooh,
it
bear
might
blinded
have
flashlights.
it might have
Yes.
extra health packs. It might have so that you can heal yourself or others quicker. It might have tools that you can use to repair the generators faster.
Okay.
Aren't there other chests that are in the regular overworld?
Yes.
That contain items like
Yes.
health packs.
But
and
I
stuff.
believe
they're
ones,
not as good.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
the ones in the basement are always going to be like the top level, whatever. But yeah, there's I'd say there's like maybe
10?
yeah, because I want to say there's like 10 generators in a level, and you only need to activate 5 of them, and there's probably like 10 hooks in a level, and so the killer's never super far from a hook, but you can get away from a killer if they're far enough from a hook and they can't get you on it fast enough.
Yeah,
Because you
can-
have a little
can
wiggle the stick
wiggle.
thing, and you can actually get away from them using that, which would also be why you'd use David's runaway thing.
All right, I have one follow-up question.
Sure.
How does the chat work? Is it all spatial, or can you be in a
No.
group chat?
You can be in a group chat,
Okay.
which is all I had ever known. I was just in our group, and we had
That
3
feels like-
people, and we
feels
kept
like
getting a
cheating.
4th rando in there.
Feels like cheating.
You know what? You still lose.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. You can still lose.
There's no chat in game, right?
I feel like it
I
should be
don't
spatial
know.
chat. Like, I mean, I feel like the
Yeah.
couple of times I played Friday the 13th, that's actually really awesome. Like, I mean, I know it sounds like, oh no, you're going to be running by somebody who's just like, I'm over here, Jason. But like I said, that thing where I had where there's one survivor left and he's just trying to reason with Jason was one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen in a video game. He's like, look, Jason, let's just talk this out. Why do you got to kill me? Why you got to kill everyone? Why don't you just tell me about drowning and your mother and stuff?
yeah.
I'll say hi to your mother for me. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I don't see it as cheating,
Yeah, okay.
honestly, like with the team
All right.
thing, because
It's
when you
fucking
die,
hard anyway.
Yeah, and when you die, you can only spectate, and when you spectate, you only get literally what that person is exactly seeing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically just watching their camera, and it rotates when they do. So you may go, "I just saw him over there," but
They should have seen it too.
They should have seen the exact same thing too. So it,
Yeah.
like BJ said, it's an amazingly well balanced game.
Yeah, even when you're cooperating fully with 4 people, it's still really tough
And
to win.
it's how many on one?
4
4.
on 1.
Oh, that's all? Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know why I was thinking it was like 7 or 8.
And when somebody drops, it fucking sucks. I will tell you that. Because when it's just 3 on 1, you are suddenly at a real disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah, because Friday the 13th, I want to say like 6 or 7 on one. Because it's like there's plenty of campers to go around for murdering.
Yeah, and is that one basically you have to start the generator?
The-
I know you have to get like gas for the car.
There's
or
multiple
stuff
ways
like
to
that.
win. So you can call the police in and wait a time for them to arrive, and they will murder Jason. You can start a boat and escape by water. You can repair a car and get out that way. Or you can just kill Jason. Like, there are ways. You can find weapons, and it's not easy, but you can do it. And the cool thing about that is, like, the first person that dies, I think someone can find a radio for help, and the first person that died becomes Tommy Jarvis.
Oh.
And he's got this, like, one-shot, super powerful shotgun that from, like, a foot away will insta-murder Jason. But that person better be very good at using it, because if they waste it, they're just as useless as everybody else.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dead by Daylight is really good. I've been very tempted to get some of the DLC. I'm just not sure which to get. I do like that they have Ghostface in it from Scream, but all he does, like, you'll just see him kind of creep around the corner of a, like he'll be hiding behind a tree, and you'll just see him kind of lean out a little bit. And I don't know why, but it's just the goofiest, funniest looking thing.
Is he a killer or
Yeah, he's
does
a
he
killer.
Just, okay, all right.
Yeah. Ash from Evil Dead is one of the survivors,
Nice.
and they do sell a DLC Jacksonville outfit for him.
Nice.
So I've been very, very,
Fuck, I'm going to have to
Isn't
start
very
one of the-
tempted to get it.
Isn't one of the Left 4 Dead folks in?
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, Bill's in there.
Bill's
okay.
here.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I think he was just added. I know he's been in the PC version for a few months, but I don't know if he's in the Xbox version yet. I know it had a big patch this week, so.
I need to start playing this game. Since it's on Game Pass, I got to at least try it.
Yeah, and they give you like 8 survivors to pick from, and like the base killers, there's I think 6 of them.
Wait, there's 4 of us. We could all be survivors.
What?
Together.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can give you some strats.
Okay.
We could do a round robin, us versus them.
It'll be a Patreon level. You can try to kill the
Yeah.
No Quarters crew.
Yeah.
$5 or
but-
more. We'll do a community game night on Sundays.
It's just I'm
Maybe we won't.
yeah for and honestly
Promises immediately broken.
there you go.
Nah, never mind.
Yeah.
That's a,
It's weird how this and Friday the 13th kind of happened at the same time with such similar setups.
yeah.
And that this one, like, what's really weird is the community is really cool around this game.
I think this game's probably a better game. Like, Friday the 13th
Yeah.
is fun because it's kind of janky. Like, it's that, like, Saints Row versus GTA thing.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, yeah,
Well-
I kind of like the jankiness of this one.
yeah, and this
but-
one's just an indie team too,
Yeah.
but it's just feels I don't know what it is,
But they got
it-
all the money. Well, I mean, there was some fuckery about Vivendi, like, or whatever, wanting to back off on Friday the 13th, so they had to cancel all their DLC.
Well, they got sued.
Yeah.
There's
It's
some
like so weird.
screenplay rights issues
Yeah.
around the
Oh,
first
Jesus.
movie, and
It's
so
stupid.
they had to put everything on hold basically until
Ugh.
that's worked out. So it may not ever get updated again.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Yeah.
So
That's a bummer.
this one just was like, yes, cool, we'll swoop in and take it
Well,
all.
yeah, and this one basically got everything else,
Yeah.
you know? Where it's kind of like, oh, what murder are you going to get? I mean, they got the friggin' pig from Saw
Well,
is one of the killers.
It's
you know?
hard for the Friday the 13th game
That's
to
a
get.
fucked up killer too.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
There's a
That's the
pig
one
in
you can-
Saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does everybody have the collars in that one, or can you just put a collar on somebody?
I think you can put it on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's messed up, man.
they've thought of the details that make those characters work in the game properly. So yeah, it is. I mean, if you got Game Pass, it's 100% worth trying out. But I will say, like, the community is really cool too. Like, just randos wrote me like after I had just sucked as the killer, and they're like, almost got me there or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, first time playing as a killer. Like, oh man, we'll keep it up. You just practice.
Nice.
You'll be good. You'll do well. I'm like, yeah, I'm much better as a survivor. They're like, all right, hey, well, send me an invite. You know, it's like,
Aw.
what?
Wow.
I was like, what?
The horror community's weirdly opposite of what you would think they would be in a lot of cases.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but I would just get messages from randos, like especially like even when we were on teams, like they'd be like, "Hey man, that was a nice save," because like I pulled them off the hook or whatever. It's you don't expect that in any capacity from randos playing Xbox games.
You'll find some real weird stuff, like occasionally, like if there are community challenge type things, you'll find that the killers will sometimes let you go because they can tell that you're going after a specific community challenge.
Yep.
They'll like drop you by the exit. Like if you've gotten the exit open, they'll bop you on the head and then pick you up and drop you at the exit. It's real weird, like how things go in that game. People just want a majority of people just want people to, have fun.
And some people they don't care about winning.
yeah.
I think that's the thing. Is it's like
It's the only,
there's
only
no
game on the internet.
Yeah, there's no ratio to fuck up. There's none of that stuff. So, yeah,
I definitely want to play this. A friendly multiplayer game. What is this?
Yeah.
where you just murder each other.
About murdering.
About murder,
I've seen
What's a
some
little
kind of-
murder amongst friends?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen some like rancid toxicity on the PC version, but
That's
that's
not going to be
That's
played.
gonna happen.
the Xbox version. So far, it's been all right.
Nice.
I'm not going to speak 100% on it,
No.
but it's been all right so far.
Most of the turds out there are against Game Pass as a general because they're like subscriptions. Not my day. Blowing the cartridge.
Well, I'm also kind of
Wow.
surprised too
That was
because
accurate.
like this game, like the base game is cheap.
Yeah.
I think it's like $30.
Yeah.
Obviously Game Pass free, but like if you add up the DLC, it's like $80 or something worth, in just bits and pieces. Because like buying Freddy is like $8, and Michael Myers is $8, and buying Ash is $5. And it's
So
like
they don't have any like pass thing.
there is
ultimate
no,
version?
yeah, there's no like gold
everything,
edition
yeah.
where you get everything. None of that. It's all piecemeal.
Okay. But I mean, I guess it's nice because it's like I would not give a shit about giving any money to a Saw person. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw the first one, and I don't care beyond that.
Well, yeah, and if you've like played and you're like, all right, I probably wouldn't enjoy playing as that character.
Yeah.
Save yourself some coin.
Exactly, yeah.
I guess.
And
But
you
anyway.
can still play against those characters.
I could, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is all of that's still there. It's just
I think it would be cooler just to see them in the game than play as them because you don't get to see them when you're playing as the killer.
and honestly, like Michael Myers is fucking terrifying
I bet.
because you just don't hear him, and then all of a sudden you hear the heartbeat, and it will play the music too.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
all
Like
right.
you'll turn around and you'll see him, and then it'll start playing the music. It's like, oh fuck.
And
Fuck!
Oh, and Freddy's special power, like he takes you to the nightmare sleepy zone or something. He puts, I don't know what the
believe
fuck
that is
it's called.
That is the term they
Nightmare
use.
Sleepy Zone. Yes,
That is the term
Yeah.
they use.
Not-
the nightmare
not,
sleepy.
Not the
Zone.
dream world.
Dream World, that's it.
Nightmare sleepy.
I prefer BJ's name for it myself.
I think we call that the Golden Corral. Nightmare Sleepy World.
Look, you say tomato, I say nightmare sleepy zone. Anyhow, he takes you to the nightmare sleepy zone, and you can wake other people up. Like
Yeah,
it's really creepy.
I have not played against Freddy.
Playing against
The only
Freddy
bummer about
looks
that is
really
it's
cool.
the new version. It's not classic one.
And I think they do the 1-2 Freddy's Coming for You thing
Oh God.
as well. It's,
Okay, I
it's
need
real
to
creepy.
play enough to play
Yeah.
against Freddy. Then
And the pig is super creepy. The doctor is super creepy, and the like witch
the
woman.
vomit lady.
Not a witch. I'm your wife.
Vomit lady.
Yeah, there's like she's like I don't know if she's like some ancient mummy
She's
thing
like
or
the
something.
hag. She's got like a bunch
Kinda,
of yeah.
But yeah, there's one that'll
is it
puke
Baba
on you.
Yaga kind of witch?
I don't
I
know.
think it's
It's
Baba
more like
Yaga.
it's almost like an Egyptian, like it's like got a headdress thing.
Is
on
it
It's
the
weird.
lady from the
Oh,
mummy?
is it
No,
sexy?
no,
is
no,
it
no,
sexy
no.
mummy time?
No, it's not any of that.
Oh, she's sexy.
I forget
Yeah.
what it is, but like she vomits on you and it fucks up your stats. And,
Sure,
and,
yeah.
and you leave a trail all over. Yeah,
Right,
it
yeah.
Fat
sucks
ladies
playing
vomit
against
on
her.
me. It fucked up
Vomit
my
trail.
stats,
Yeah.
stats for sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's see here. Killers.
you just got to look it up now.
Yeah.
Vomit lady.
Vomit lady. The nurse. It's not the nurse.
I don't
Hello.
know, it's not the nurse.
The hag.
Hag.
Yeah, the hag. That's probably it. Pretty sure that's it.
The hag or the spirit.
Yar.
The spirit is the one that has the like straps and shit around her. And
Okay,
then there's
yeah.
Plague has a weird headdress.
Yeah, the spirit. Yeah, the plague. That's the one I was thinking of. That one will fuck you up. Don't mess with the plague.
Yeah. Pro tip.
Right, yes.
Pro tip, kids.
Yeah, don't mess with
Anyway,
the plague, kids.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Chuck,
Yes,
you like classic games.
I do. I enjoy them.
What would you say if I collected a bunch of them in themed collections? Would you play that?
I'd say, give me that collection so I could play them.
Would you be up, up, down, down, left, right, BA? Start with that.
I would. Yes. Yeah. Konami. Hey, remember Konami?
I do. I just
I
told
do.
you the code.
Yeah, they used to make video games, and so they pulled together a bunch of those video games they used to make and put them together
Yeah.
into some themed packages. There's one for Castlevania, and there's one for Contra.
Yeah.
Those are two good packages to have.
They are. I agree completely.
Yeah, especially because you can get them on sale for like less than $15.
Yeah, I think they're down to $12 currently.
Yeah, and
I
there's-
bought them at 20. I was like, fuck it, I want these games.
And there's 8 or 9 games on each one.
Yeah, because
Ish.
Castlevania is like, obviously NES Castlevania, Castlevania 2, 3,
Super
I'm
Castlevania.
Super
probably
Castlevania 4.
Yeah.
The Game Boy ones, both of them, which I believe is the Castlevania Adventure, which that's fucking weird playing that on a giant TV screen.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, they're just, they're just ROMs. Let's not
No, they're not.
beat
there's-
around the bush with any of this. It's the same with Contra. Like, it is literally an arcade ROM because you see the boot up screen come through. And there's filters that are, like you can do scan lines, just all of that stuff.
It's your standard package of ROMs.
Yeah. And like the Game Boy ones run like the Game Boy ones did.
They do,
There is
yeah.
no smoothing. There is no nothing. There is the lag that you had forgotten about
Yeah.
because it's been so long since you played the Game Boy versions of any of these games.
I would say the Game Boy version of that Contra game runs pretty well.
Yeah. And I seem to remember that did anyway.
I mean, it's sparse. It's not a graphic intensive game,
No.
but
It is not.
it still runs fine and is Contra as fuck. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, these they're both neat. I've spent more time with the Contra one than the Castlevania one because the Contra games are more bite-sized. Like, you get into a Castlevania adventure, you're playing Castlevania.
Yeah.
Contra, you can just be like, I'm either going to run through the first Contra, which you should always do,
Yes.
or I'm going to try this level in Contra, whatever weird Super Nintendo version this is thing.
Yeah, and all the
Super
Japanese,
Contra.
all the Japanese versions are there as well.
Yeah.
So basically, you can just switch over to the Japanese.
Yeah,
ROM
because
if
some
you
of them
want.
get weird, and like the different regions are weird because like in Europe, I think they changed them all to robots. Like
Something like
they
that,
they
yeah.
they took out the Contra dudes, the Contra boys,
and the butterfly knives.
yeah, and just made them robots. So like, there's a I played like 5 minutes of one of them where it just starts. It's like some general is giving you the Contra boys information to go do stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, Mr. Gears and Johnny Bolts and Nuts, and it's like, what the shit? And they've just replaced the graphics with just robots. It's-
Johnny Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah,
My
you
favorite
know.
video game character.
Yeah, the one I need to play, which I still haven't. Like, I keep flipping by it on the menu, is Kid Dracula.
Yeah, Kid Dracula.
I want to play Kid Dracula.
Kid Dracula.
Kid Dracula.
You want
Yeah.
some blood? A kid, Dracula.
Like,
Yeah.
I understand people, for whatever reason, over time have said, Castlevania 2, that's one of the worst games ever. I loved the shit out of that game when I was a kid. Luckily, I had the Nintendo Power issue that told you what the fuck to do,
Yeah.
because otherwise you never would have figured it out. But I still enjoyed that game, and I would like to go back and play it again. But that's just a time sink, and I'm not prepared to do that yet. But
Yeah.
as far as like Contra goes, I will play through the original Contra every 3 to 6 months and have a perfectly lovely time doing it and never feel like it's too short or it's too long. It's just that the NES version of Contra is just it's one of those borderline perfect little video games. Like
As long as you put in the code.
yeah, sure. But I was also getting to a point where I was like, I was 3 levels in, and I was like, I haven't even died yet. Like, I'm pretty good about knowing where these bullets are going to be. Like, I've run through this so many times, and I know exactly which weapon to get here and which one to tell to fuck off.
You're gonna start speed running, aren't you?
I might.
You speed run Contra.
Like you tell that
Hashtag
flamethrower
speed
weapon to
Yeah.
fuck
Oh, yeah.
off.
Yeah, you got to get spread.
Which one?
Every time
the
spread.
flamethrower can fuck
Oh, yeah,
off.
yeah. Well, I don't like the laser either. The laser's
Laser-
good on bosses
Yeah.
because if you can hit that single point, but
The problem in this game is that you can just basically auto fire.
Yeah.
Like it's about almost like it has NES Advantage mode built in, and so you just auto fire. But like the laser and the flamethrower don't work right on auto fire. They just keep like spinning up and then not proceeding the
Yeah.
full way out. So yeah, get the spread.
yeah.
Always get the spread.
Yes,
I think isn't it shotgun? Isn't that what the S is?
That
Spread.
that debate is
S
regional.
stands for spread.
Okay.
What kind of idiot are you?
Which game is?
I don't know.
Contra 1 doesn't have the spread that gets bigger, right?
No, it's
If you
just
get
3
two
shots
spreads.
that go out, and
So I forget which game it was.
it might be
that-
Super C.
Okay. They introduced where
Yeah.
you get the second spread, you got even more spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, son.
Spread 2, more spread.
Spread.
I've only played High C, never played Super C.
Oh, you should play Super C
Yeah.
while drinking High C.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's Operation C
Whoa.
on the Game
Operation
Boy.
C.
Yeah. Played a little bit of that.
Yeah. And I mean these it's a weird combination of cash in but actual like love put into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it it's like yeah, these are just ROMs and like you hit the menu to save and it's the same menu on all of them. Or not save but like to pause.
Yeah,
and
like the
then-
presentation is real basic. It's super basic.
Yeah, but it's also like they've got like the whole all right, here's where then this game released and here's
Yeah.
there's like little bits of information on it and like the booklets are really nice and
The Contra one in particular has a digital book. Like someone has put
Yeah.
together a timeline of Contra and put it into book form, and it's basically, I guess you're just flipping through a PDF, but it's well done. I mean, it's neat looking. So,
What did y'all buy this on?
Xbox.
Both of y'all?
Xbox, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just curious. It seems like a good thing to be on the Switch because, take it with you.
Yeah,
they
I
are.
bet.
I believe they are on the Switch
Yeah.
also.
It would be really solid on Switch.
Yeah.
See, Pro Switch right here.
And there's a third one. There's the Konami arcade games that I haven't played yet.
Yeah,
but
because I want to say it's like Gyrus and 1942 and something else.
Twinbee.
There you go.
It's pronounced Yeetus.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay, I'll get that on my order correct next time.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Konami. They should make more of these.
What else are they going to do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there are all those weird PS1 Contra games
Oh yeah.
that I would like to revisit. I don't necessarily. Look,
yeah.
if they were like the next 8 Contra games and it was another under $15 package, even if it was those shitty Contra games, I'd be like, yeah, all right, I want to play these dumb
Yeah,
things.
and that's the thing. Like with Castlevania, like they end basically with the Saturn, I believe, where I want to say Dracula X is in it, but I can't remember now.
don't
What
They
game-
don't, they don't have Aria of the
No,
evening or
no.
whatever. I don't know.
Basically, like Symphony of the Night starts
okay,
all
that
that,
one, yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
from the PS1, and I think like from that point forward, like I wouldn't be surprised to see a Castlevania Collection 2 that starts with Symphony of the Night and goes through all those games because there were like a bunch of Game Boy Advance games, there were a bunch of 3DS
Yeah.
games.
I've never played a Contra.
and it's
or
all
Castlevania, I don't-
lyric of
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
darkness
all
and-
some musical related,
Yeah.
whatever. But I think it stops with whatever game was before Symphony of the Night, and then
You might be right.
everything else. I would like to see a collection, because like some of those Game Boy Advance games were pretty fucking good, and I wouldn't mind playing. Like, I'd be curious to see how that looks on a big screen for one, because I know like the Game Boy.
Oh, that resolution
Original.
is tiny. Like Game Boy, even advanced games, the resolution is tiny.
Yeah,
Blowing that up to fit on.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Again,
Sign me up.
Switch on the portable version. That probably worked pretty well.
Yes, they are on the Switch, by the way.
Yay.
Confirmed.
Switch.
Get them.
Maybe I should play a Castlevania for once in my life. Or I could just keep going on being like the guy. I've never touched a Castlevania.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, the
I mean,
Gen-
I don't know what you're on about.
They're all right.
the Genesis one is as far as the Castlevania collection gets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't even get.
So
to
it's not
the
even
Saturn.
Castlevania 64 or anything like that.
Oh God, nobody wants that.
I guarantee there are people who only had Castlevania 64 for like a year.
Those poor sons of bitches.
There are so many people who have stories of I only had like Hero 64 or whatever dumb like because all those cartridges were in such short supply.
Yeah, GoldenEye was the best first-person shooter ever. I
Yeah.
never played a real one.
I honestly, that's always how I know how to disregard a best games ever list.
Yeah.
Is as soon as GoldenEye shows up, it's like fuck off.
It's like, yeah, you were in college. Great.
Yeah, we get it.
Congratulations.
We were all in college at one point. Well, no, we weren't all in college, but you know what I mean.
Influential, yes. Good.
Yeah, and it always was like Golden Gun mode. Odd Job's a cheater. You know, it's like, thanks guys, we get it. You played GoldenEye. All right. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Anyway,
Some of those GameCube 007 games were actually pretty damn good.
really.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I had twin sticks. You didn't have to play it in
Yeah.
some weird, misshapen, wrong
Yeah.
hand thing.
You didn't have to play with a bunch of bananas with
Yeah.
sticks on them.
God, the Nintendo 64 controller. What a piece of shit.
Nintendo, why you so crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I'm sure there's somebody who played Castlevania 64 and is like, man, I'd love to play that again. And then their memories will be crushed by the reality of what Castlevania 64 is.
So there are like 25 more Castlevania games
That's
after,
Yeah.
a lot of Castlevania.
after where this collection stopped.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'd be curious. Like, I would think they'd go like through end of PS2. I think that would be a good solid, and that way you can get Game Boy Advance games in there and do that.
yeah, because
That'd be a good place to.
there's still like more. This is weird. There's still more regular ass Game Boy Castlevania games that are not part of the collection.
Really?
That ROM can not be bigger than
Oh no,
2 meg.
if that.
So yeah, boy, there were 2 Nintendo 64 Castlevania games.
Ooh.
Really?
Castlevania 128.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
We'll wrap up this half with some DLC.
Ooh, DLC corner.
Yeah. Hitman 2. They've put out 2 levels now. One is a sniper level, and the newest one is called the Golden Handshake, which is set in a bank, a super high-tech bank in New York City that is kind of like, seems modeled after almost like Grand Central Station, but they've kind of made it into a bank.
Terminal.
Sure.
I was just here to
And-
be pedantic. Never mind me.
All I can say is this level is really fucking good. Like it's one of those that was worth the wait for being, waiting for a DLC level.
Mhm.
Because A, you're a hitman. You're Ted Hitman, so you're killing people.
Sure.
And B, you have to pull off a heist in the second half of it after you have killed
Ooh.
said people.
Okay.
And opening the giant vault in the basement is so fucking satisfying.
So you've done this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Come on.
I'm
the
sorry.
hitman.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
Mr.
You know
Hitman
who-
over here.
Yeah.
Mr.
This
Hitman
is
was my
me.
father. Call
I
me
was just
Ted.
like, all right, how many challenges are in this level? Let's see if I can do all of them in the first day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really good. Like there is, and it's also like written well because there's one guy who's been fired for wearing an ugly sweater, and yes, you can disguise yourself as him
Okay.
and kill the boss as guy in ugly sweater.
Can you strangle him with the sweater?
No.
Oh.
No, what you do is probably better.
Oh.
But he also has a job interview. He can interview for the job where he has to read. Basically, they show Rorschach pictures and he has to analyze them, and that is some of the funniest shit I've ever heard in a video game. Is his responses to these answers, and the people and the interviewers going, "Oh, that's really profound. Yeah, yeah, we think you'll like working here." Like just it's so fucking good. It's so good. I love that game so fucking much. But the sniper level kind of sucks.
Oh.
I don't like sniper levels, and I know why that was the first one out, because they're real easy to do, because you're basically watching the level happen, and it's just like, all right, we're putting all these people on their patterns, and the only thing that changes it is if you cap one in the head with the sniper rifle, and then, eventually when someone finds it, then it starts running into routines of what everyone does. But in general, you could just sit there and watch the entire level play out through a little scope, and it's like you don't interact with it, and that's not what I'm in those games for,
Right.
because you're not really like I think you can hear some of the conversations, but it's not like you can just kind of sit in and eavesdrop on them in the same way that you can in a fully formed level like the bank one. But yes, it's also like the sale that's going on right now, like Hitman 1 is like $11. for all of it. I'm begging you. Buy it. Please.
Mackey's just trying to get you to fund his further Hitman games.
Yes, I am. But the thing is, they're so good. They're so good. They're so good. Yeah, but DLC for this one, this is, yeah, it's what you want. So buy it.
Well, if it's what I
Please.
want, then
Yes.
I guess I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least watch a video of him doing the job interview.
Okay. That's a fair compromise.
Okay.
So you guys want to take a break?
I'd love
Yeah,
to take a break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
Breaks
take
are
a fucking break.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. A break.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
F words.
Yeah, F words.
Nightmare Sleepy Zone.
Accurate.
I don't know what it is lately, man. I don't know if it's the way that the headphones are sitting on my head, but fucking hurting my ears.
No.
Maybe it's this hat. Maybe I need a different hat. Hat's not
You gotta,
sitting right.
you gotta flat brim that hat.
No, I'm not a child.
Fine.
Those dudes with like a soul patch and a hat that goes down
Oh, fuck
over
those
their
guys.
ears, and like the hat comes down to here, below their eyebrows. I'm like, you can't. You're losing like 30% of your vision to this stupid hat. What's your problem? Moron.
I still think one of my favorite pictures on the internet was that dude bro guy with the visor on backwards and the sunglasses, and he's doing this. Yeah, he was like at a football game, backwards visor, which was a thing for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sunglasses on top of the head.
Mm-hmm. Genius. Is it?
And yes, Bill is now in Dead by Daylight.
Yay.
The update that came out yesterday added him.
Good deal.
So he's just now in the Xbox version.
Yes.
He's been in the PC version for a while.
What you looking at over there, Chuck? Movies. Movies? What are those? feel like I haven't been missing much not being on Twitter. I do need to see if I can get money from Equifax. So what's your plan for the new Tarantino movie there, Chuck? You gonna see it?
Yeah, I think
Theater?
we're here this weekend.
Yeah.
Early. Before the goddamn peasants show up. Ruin
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I think
I don't know. I feel like the Tarantino movies would. I don't know.
you know it's weird.
It's hard to judge who the audience is for his stuff now.
I'm trying to think of the last one I saw in the theater.
I saw Django in the theater.
I didn't.
I didn't see what was the Hateful Eight. I still haven't seen that at
I
all.
saw Inglourious Basterds in the theater.
You realize that was 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
It's weird, huh?
Yeah, like I didn't see either Kill Bill in the theater. I didn't see
What?
Yeah, no.
What?
I didn't. I didn't see him until way later. Way later.
Why'd you wait so long, Chuck?
I don't know. I guess I just started always getting in that panic of maybe this is the one that's gonna suck, and it'll ruin all the Tarantino movies for me.
Mm. It doesn't seem to be according to people that have.
No. Uh-huh. Hi there.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about second half movies.
Nope.
No?
Video games.
Oh.
What have you guys
Man.
been watching? Huh.
Nope.
Video games? You're watching video games? Ready, break.
Right.
I don't know.
Break.
How do we do this? What happens here?
Mackie.
We come
Mackie
back
does
and
the
we
thing.
say, "Hey,
Oh, that's right. We clap first, I think.
Hey, second half.
Clap
It's
back.
motherfucking video game.
Clap.
Still mothering, yeah.
Back.
Still mothering video game podcast.
sure is."
Hey, welcome back. Second half.
Hey, still a motherfucking video game podcast that you are listening to.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's accurate.
Second half.
Mm-hmm.
Second game in a series. Chuck,
Yeah.
what you been playing, buddy?
I need to talk about Watch Dogs 2.
Okay. I've heard good things about Watch Dogs 2.
I feel like everyone slept on Watch Dogs 2.
Oh, Sleepy Dogs.
Including myself. I didn't play it when it first came out because the first Watch Dogs sucks. Like I will come out and say
Yeah.
Watch Dogs is a bad game. It is a game that I tried 3 times to play and each time gave up about 5 hours in because that lead character can suck a dick. That is
Yeah.
Is
that
that a skill you have to unlock?
yeah, it's one of the perks.
Okay.
It's on the skill tree. Comes in handy.
No, that's a different. That's a different
Oh right,
skill.
sorry, comes in handy is a different. But no, it's like Aiden, whatever the fuck his name, Aiden Pierce, whatever. He fucking sucks. He's terrible. He's one of the worst lead characters in a video game, and that just brought the whole thing down. And I just couldn't get into that. Watch Dogs 2 is like a wacky hackers-esque. A bunch of late 20-something kids in this hacker collective doing adventures and kind of getting fucked around with by Silicon Valley, and they have to stop threats. But it's both inconsequential and very important at the same time. It's just everything about it seems to be hitting me the right way. Like all the dumb hacker bullshit isn't groan-worthy hacker bullshit. It's like, yeah, okay, you took it one step above the easy joke.
Yeah.
And they do that a lot, I think. It doesn't hurt that one of the first missions is essentially you rescuing Tom Cruise from Scientology.
Okay.
That sets a tone like right away of just like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm on board with this. I mean, it's obviously a Tom Cruise stand-in, and it's obviously not Scientology. It's another made-up bullshit thing. But they are they are hitting so close to actual real world things that it's really good, and it's a dumb open world thing where there's not too much in the open world to distract you, but there's just enough to where you don't mind running around in it.
Yeah.
Their Lyft / Uber stand-in is called Driver San Francisco, which is really fucking good.
That is pretty good.
I mean, they did make that game, so of course if they didn't call it that, I would be pissed off. But yeah, it's got all the good, dumb, crazy open world fun bullshit. The missions are entertaining. You can pretty much play the whole game without killing anybody. You just do a bunch of stun moves. You have like a stun gun that you start with, and you also have this tennis ball on like a bungee cord that you just run up to dudes and just whip it around and smack them in the face with it.
Oh, so it's like
I
Star
like it.
Tropics.
It's exactly get fucked. You start the game with that, and I've used that all the time. Like, the only time I didn't was when I was running around the Scientology building and those fuckers were shooting at me, and I was just like, I'm gonna take this dead guy's gun and shoot these fuckers because fuck all of you people. Yeah, it's just good, dumb, open world fun, and it works well. The jokes are good. I've laughed out loud many times. And the game does something that I don't think other games have ever done well or tried to do, is that this game has several passage of time montages that are in every movie, but like video games just don't do this. Like, it's just characters getting together and having adventures, and now time has passed. And those are all done really well. So it's got a good sense of humor. It's fun. It is infinitely better than the first one.
Are you in for Watch Dogs the third?
Yeah, that's why I played it, really.
Okay.
Was I saw that stuff and I was like, I want to play that. However, if Watch Dogs 2 sucks, I'm not going to be on board. So that's why I went back and played Watch Dogs 2. I was like, I need to know if this franchise is any good.
I even like Emoji Face Guy, and that shouldn't be funny, but it is.
It works. Like,
Yeah.
they don't... I mean, there's a guy on your squad that has like Asperger's, but it's one, not played for laughs, and two, everyone is cool with him. Like, it's just, there's something about this dumb hacker collective that seems welcoming. Like, all these people are like instantly best friends and just doing dumb shit, and then suddenly shit gets real, and they're like, oh, we've got to fix this, and then there's just a montage of hacking. it's like,
so it's like Hackers.
yes, that's all it is, really. But yeah, they're just out goofing off and stunting, and then all of a sudden, like, uh-oh, alert, and then they just go back to their lair, and it's just a bunch of typing and dumb bullshit. Yeah,
Enhance.
it's better than it should be, and it's a hell of a turnaround for a series that fucking sucked when it started. So,
So it's like Titanfall 2.
yeah, kind of.
I think that's what we said, because it came out about the same time, and it's like, hey, 2 sequels. The first ones weren't very good.
Yeah.
Well,
Although I
I
think
mean-
the first Titanfall is okay.
It's okay, but it's like 100%
It's bare
multiplayer.
bones.
Yeah.
Well, and Watch Dogs 1 was supposed to be like, this is the launch game that looks better than anything else.
And then it didn't
that's
come out for a
all
year
it
and a
was
half.
sold on. And then it didn't come out until
Yeah.
way later, and then it sucked.
Yep. That was the thing that kind of soured me on the like when the PS4 launched, because that was my launch game, and then it got delayed, and I was like, "There's nothing else that I wanted." Like, I was just going to play Watch Dogs forever. Like, what have you done? So, yeah, this game, they really turned it around. Way to go, guys!
Speaking of number 2s, with a number 3 about to come soon. I don't know. That's a weird thing.
Sure.
Borderlands 2 had a DLC, a free LC put out. In fact,
Yeah.
Yes, Borderlands 2 had DLC.
Yeah, well, they were like, hey, maybe
It's a
we
new thing
should
for
make
that
a
game.
thing that bridges the gap between what's about to happen in 3, and we'll make it free. And they just were like, at E3, they're like, hey, go get it, like now. And it's called Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary. So, it had been a long time since I played Borderlands 2. I'd played pre-sequel somewhat more recently, because
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago, right?
yeah, but
Yeah, you
when
played the shit out of that.
when Handsome Collection came out, it was like, oh yeah, I never played this because it was that. Hey, we put this on the 360 after the next gen thing's already out, and I was like, well, guess I'm not playing that because I've already launched that into the sun.
Yep, see ya.
With
RIP.
good reason.
Yeah.
360.
So things I'll say about it. it's interesting because I feel like they're teasing you with some things that are going to be in 3 in this already. There is a new weapon type. There is a new level of weapon called Effervescent, and you can tell that they're them because the you used to have like color coded ones to different levels. This one color cycles. It's like this. It's like a color changing rainbow effect thing on it.
Neat.
I get it.
And those are like supposed to be the super duper rare things. What I'll say about this DLC and what kind of worries me about tempers my excitement for Borderlands 3 is I don't remember this being as egregious as it seemed in this DLC, but there was a whole lot of like, all right, I've come to this new area. There's a quest over here. And I feel like in pre-sequel they kind of fixed this, or maybe I was just being more forgiving at the time. But it would seem like you go to an area, grab 3 or 4 quests, go off of this area, complete all of them, and come back and turn them all at one time.
Yeah.
This seemed like go to place, run over here, complete the quest, go to turn it back in, and they're like, hey, new quest, it's where you just came from. And it's like, just seemed like there was a whole lot more backtracking back to places that I just come from than I ever remember. And maybe they were just like, shit, we need to stretch this out for a period of time. We're not going to put a lot of thought into this, but I feel like by pre-sequel, I thought they'd gotten better at that, where you could just kind of group things and be like, all right, I'm trekking out over here. Let me complete these 3 things and then come back and turn them in all at once. This one just seemed like every time you got back, I was like, yeah, just go back to the area you just were.
That might be a DLC thing to just
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, the other thing about
Fake extend.
DLCs versus the regular game is the regular game would have fast travel points in more places throughout the level. I feel like
Yeah.
these DLC things, it's like fast travels are at like either end of the map, at like where the warp to the next world is, and nothing in between. And that just seems like a Borderlands DLC thing in general, where there's just the fast travel. There'll be respawn points, but they won't have the fast travel things, but periodically throughout the level. So I'm not necessarily judging it on that. This one just seemed like, oh god, really? Like back over here again? Damn it! But yeah, there are cool things they did. Like they now have a way you can start a new character at level 30.
Yes.
The only thing that kind of sucks about that is it's just like you've completed all the quests. It's not like you can start a level 30 character and run through the whole game.
Yeah, jump back into the game.
Run through the game. It's just like this is making a character so that you can go do all the DLC you maybe never played,
And that's it.
and that's it.
Yeah. Which that kind of
Yeah,
bummed me
it's
out.
a little annoying, but
Because I hadn't started Handsome Collection, and I did
Yeah.
that, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll just take that level 30 character and jump back into the normal game."
thing is, someone if you wanted to start a level 1 character, someone with that sped up level 30 character could probably help power level you some, and then go play the
Yeah.
regular game. But someone told me they patched out like the really easy one.
Yeah, the one with the
What was his name?
Flesh stick.
Flesh stick. Yeah.
yeah, they patched that out, so you
Yeah.
can't get just level after level after level, which is one of those dumb things. Like it's not like this is a competitive multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Like, why force people to go through that grind?
Yeah.
Especially people like us who have like, all right, I've played this game enough. I've been through enough levels in this game, leveling up characters, and especially when you added like 3 extra ones, because I forget how many are in it when you start up, but it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Didn't this start with 4? And I think it's got
feel
6
like-
or 7
Yeah.
now.
I feel like, well, see, on the first one, it was like, I think they added like one other class throughout the entire Borderlands 1. And this one is like,
I don't
every
think
time
they
there's
did.
I don't think they even
I
did
don't think
that
they
on
added
the
any
first
classes
one.
to the first
thought,
one.
was Psycho a Borderlands 2
That was
guy?
2.
Was
two,
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe there never was another one. I thought they added one person to the first one, but maybe not.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I played the first one, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a roller coaster of feelings about Borderlands 3, where I'm like, am I over this? Am I not over this? Do I actually want to play it? Is Randy Pitchford an asshole? Yes. I don't. And now playing this, I'm like, I really honestly don't know where I land on whether I want to play Borderlands 3 or not. This is like, I don't know if I would. If you're excited about Borderlands 3, I'd almost say maybe don't play this. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not a bad
I
little
started
chunk
a new
of story.
character in Borderlands 2 and started from the beginning, and just I had forgotten what it's like to play Borderlands when you're not like an overpowered monster,
Yeah.
and it's not as much fun.
Yeah.
There's fun parts, but it feels so grindy and so
Yeah.
weird.
I get it because
Like, that game plays weird, and I had forgotten its weirdness.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky because like I had like a pretty high level character anyway, so you know, I had an advantage of starting off with like, oh, I've actually customized the build out for this character, and I'm doing okay. If I'd started with like that default thing, I think I'd been like, this is I don't even want to play this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the story it sets up is interesting enough, and I just don't know. Like it's a strange feeling to have been
Well,
so all in on Borderlands at one point in time.
I
and now just be
already pre-ordered it, so
okay.
if you do, you'll have someone to play with.
Yeah,
More
right.
like pre-order Lands 3. Am I right?
Yeah.
Orderlands
And
pre.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, Randy
There it is.
Pitchford Randy Pitchford's a shithead.
Yeah.
But
They
plenty of people that made that game are not shitheads, and
Sure.
that's kind of how I view it.
Man, they need to just fucking get rid of him.
Yeah.
I can see nothing that Randy Pitchford adds to that organization at all. Like, there's no... He's bringing nothing good to Gearbox. I don't think he ever has, to like in hindsight. And all he's doing is bringing harm to Gearbox and Take-Two.
Nobody cares.
They just need to...
Nobody cares.
I guess. I care.
No, but I mean, like, this latest round of awfulness, like, nobody cares.
They really seem to not.
I don't
that,
get it,
That
yeah.
disappeared overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out on stage, and it's like, really? Like,
They brought him on stage like a week after he did his latest weird, terrible shit.
Nobody cares.
I know. I still think I threw out. It's a worthless forum to do it in, but I still think I threw out one of the best jokes ever during that Borderlands 3 first reveal thing, where they played the trailer 3 times in a row because it kept fucking
Oh,
up.
right. Yeah, they couldn't get it
And,
right.
and unfortunately, it was on Twitch, which means fucking, like it's gone out of
Yeah.
existence immediately. But like on the third go through, I said maybe you should have brought this trailer on a thumb drive.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Randy.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Randy.
Oh, Randy. He just wanted to know how the magic trick worked.
right.
Gross.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't know.
Randy Pitchford has never been with a woman, I think.
he's never known the touch of a woman.
Yeah.
He's a magician. Of course not.
Wow. Magicians fucking on notice.
Zero magicians
Yeah.
have gotten laid since 1992.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. There's plenty of tricks.
Oh.
They're not tricks, they're illusions.
That's right. The illusion of love.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'd feel bad if Randy Pitchford wasn't a shithead.
Good thing he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck magicians.
yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of trilogies,
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of dead shit,
Okay.
Game Pass.
Oh, we're back to Game Pass.
Oh,
Corey.
yeah.
I played this not even realizing it was on Game Pass. I had bought it. Zombie Army Trilogy by the makers of Sniper Elite. And yeah, and that is basically the team that made a sniper game is like, hey, let's make a zombie game.
Uh-huh.
And they're Nazis, so shoot them.
Oh, zombie Nazis.
Yeah.
Okay.
The levels I played almost felt like a tech demo rather than an actual level. I mean, there's a level there, and this is probably designed to be like, all right, get your buddies in, do some co-op, shoot some Zams that are also Nazis that deserve to die again. But, man, for one, levels are way, way, way too fucking long. Like, excessively long levels. And two, so many goddamn enemies, especially if you're only solo. It's like, holy fuck, how am I supposed to kill this many dead things again?
So these are the spawn off, the offshoots of the Sniper Elite games, right?
Yes.
Yep. But you're not snipering.
Oh no, you are, because
Okay.
it still has the slow mo thing, and it's exactly like I'm shooting a zombie, but
But I mean,
why is it?
Sniper Elites were all about like I mean, yeah, okay, there were certain parts in the game where it's like, oh no, I triggered the alarm and I have to pull out the machine gun and
Yes.
shoot this, but like it was all about waiting for the guy to go off and by himself, and that's when you pop him. Or
This is not that.
okay,
Shatter his testicles.
Yeah. This is not that.
Okay.
No. This is just zombies coming at you, and you get bonuses for headshots and that sort of thing. And it's basically like if you have to switch over to a machine gun or your pistol, you've pretty much fucked yourself already. But there are areas where it's like, all right, I went up to the top of this building, and now I have to defend myself so I can unlock the next area or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, it is very much like... It feels almost like old Quake DLC modes might have felt. Not DLC, but like Quake mods that people made where they're just like, all right, let's just experiment with this one thing. And they didn't really flesh out a story or build anything into it. They're just like, all right, just do this thing. That's kind of how this feels. Like a thing that just wasn't quite completed. And it's gone from Game Pass now, and I wish it was still there because Harlow was going to join me, but then I just didn't have the time to play it whenever we were going to attempt it. But it's one of those games, don't bother trying to play it solo, but God, don't... I don't understand why they would make you play through a level for like a fucking hour. And if you quit out, you don't save your progress where you left. You're just done. And you got to play that level all the way over again if you want to get to the end of it. And at the end, they have super Nazis zombies who have like machine guns and shit. Or like chain guns.
Well, that's just not fair.
Yeah, and that one killed me like 8 times in a row. And I knew it was the end of the level, and I could not kill this motherfucker. Because he would get up the stairs and then just fucking murk me like immediately. Even though I hit him with a rocket launcher. Didn't matter. He still killed me. And I died again. And I was just like, you know what? I can't keep doing this.
Didn't we kill all the chain gun wielding Nazi zombies back in Castle Wolfenstein?
I thought we did, but apparently they made their way to Zombie Army Trilogy. But
Damn it.
yeah, and I guess the trilogy is like, and this is also just like, you're just picking levels from a list. You're not even like, all right, here's the storyline doing this. It's like, nah, you're just picking, all right, I'm in downtown Berlin. Here we go. Kill some zombies. Yeah. I don't think I can recommend it. Even though I got it for like less than $10. The only way I can recommend it is if you have friends that are like, man, I really like Sniper Elite's like how that played, then maybe that'll work. But again, like Harlow said, this is a very different type of experience anyway, because you are killing like hundreds and hundreds of freaking Zams. So yeah, gonna have to say pass.
Well, that's a shame.
It is. It really is. Because I'm like, come on, like I want a game where I'm shooting Nazi zombies
Yes.
and watching their heads explode in X-rayed slow-mo.
Yes.
That should be more satisfying than it was.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more fun to kill actual living Nazis.
True.
Yeah, but it's also fun to kill him again.
Yeah.
Like you died once.
But I mean, like,
now what would it be like if you
I mean,
died
I'm
twice?
not. I don't want to get political, but
Right.
like the idea of a zombie is a mindless thing.
Sure.
So it no longer has
I know.
ostensibly the Nazi Party values
But-
instilled in it.
But let's say you got over there and all the Nazis already been killed, but they reanimated and they're shambling around. And it's like, well, if this is all I can do, hell yeah,
I suppose.
get them.
Sure.
What if the zombies were raised by a Nazi virus that made them
Yeah.
still Nazi-ish?
They are raised by some kind of Nazi chicanery.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you got to kill them.
You got to take it to the chicanery
Sure.
man.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am chicanery man. I am the chicanery man.
Like I said, it's more fun to kill a guy who's like consciously decided to be a Nazi.
Yes. Yes.
They consciously decided to be Nazis when they were alive.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Sure.
I'm just saying, like, if you had no other Nazis to shoot,
Right.
why not shoot them again?
For the first time.
Exactly. It's new to you.
Yes.
okay.
Speaking of new to me,
Yeah, dig yourself out of that hole.
okay, here I go.
Wait a minute.
So I played a game that is famous for being a graphical powerhouse.
What did you run this on, Chuck?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm talking about Crysis. Crysis is a game that
Crisis from like 1994. or
Sure,
whatever.
yeah, but this is
It's
like
what you use to test your rig.
yes, can
Crysis.
it run Crysis? So that's all I'd ever heard was, oh my god, Crysis. You see fucking fingerprints and water droplets and it's the best looking thing ever.
It was.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them. They made 3 of them.
Yes.
So I figured, like, well, okay,
Infinite Crisis.
yeah.
Oh, no, it's 3.
Yeah. Finite. So I figured, okay, if there are 3 of them, then obviously there must have been something there beyond, hey, check out these hot graphics that made them somewhat endearing, and people were like, okay, sweet, we need more of these Crises. Well, so they're all available on Xbox 360.
Oh, so how'd you do that? Like, did you have to liquid cool your 360? Like,
Well, here's the thing. Crisis on the Xbox 360 looks like ass. It looks like your standard bullshit B-tier Xbox 360 shooter, and it controls weird, and it moves weird, and everything about it is weird. It is from that era of just like, we didn't quite understand how things move and physics work and all of that stuff.
do you want the backstory? Do you know the backstory?
About Crisis?
Yeah.
Not particularly.
Okay, so the original Far Cry,
Yeah.
Crisis was like, hey, what if it's Far Cry but in the future?
Right.
Thus the Crisis with the cry
Yeah.
spelling.
Yes.
And then all the things that we know and love now about Far Cry branched off in a whole other direction. So, because like anyone that ever goes back and plays original Far Cry will be like, wow, Far Cry 3, 4, and 5 are nothing like this.
Yes.
This is just a hide under building and shoot dudes thing.
Yes.
And Crisis was like splintered off and said, what if that shit put in the future?
Right.
And all the graphics.
Yeah.
The original Far Cry was like,
It was just a basic first-person shooter thing.
it was a
that was
first-person
pretty.
shooter that was nice looking, but it had like mutated people or
No,
government experiments or
no,
something.
I don't think so. I think you were just on an island shooting dudes.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like you could hide under buildings. There was like some cover, but like there was no. Even in Far Cry 2, there's no like takedown move. So like
Right.
you're doing stealth things, and then it's like, all right, we'll open fire, and now they all know I'm here. So it wasn't until 3 they were like, what if we made this like where you can totally stealth it?
Yeah. So this kind of ties with what Mackie was saying in that we also hadn't figured out checkpointing at this point because so this game, once you get past the fact that once you fire it up on 360 it doesn't look good, and it's backwards compatible, so maybe it looked a little better but still didn't look very good. It's basically like America is invading Korea. Like we've just decided, fuck Korea, we're taking it. There's vague hints at there's a bad dude in Korea, maybe we'll stop him, but you're really just walking through Korea, taking it over. And then, like, somewhere in the middle of the second mission, aliens show up. And you're like, whoa, what was that? And then you don't fucking talk about that for 8 missions. Like, the Predator ship basically flies over, and everyone's like, the fuck? And then anyone's like, eyes on the prize, come on, let's keep going. And it's like, wait, no. The world just changed. What are you talking about? And then it takes 8 more missions to get back to that. And then, like, the last mission, you're, like, floating around in alien goo, you know, zero gravity, like, I'm in a ship and I have to steal the alien crystals. And it's a weird thing to play through. I mean, I played the entire game. I beat Crisis. It's just such a weird thing from an era of games where people have since gotten better at all of it. Like it's just so strange. The movement is weird. Like you can jog, but if you want to run faster, it uses up your energy suit, you know, and so you can only run for like half a second, and then you just go, oh, geez, I need more energy pills or whatever the fuck your suit runs on. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I was just at a point where I was like, I want to play some of these backlog games that I've got on my hard drive, because why do I have these if I'm not going to play them? And it seems safe that if there's 3 of them, why not? I don't know. Maybe I'll try the next 2. I don't know. But as far as like looking good, they do not.
Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's just like porting that to the 360 would indicate that maybe there's something more to this than just it's pretty. It's like maybe people will get past the fact that it's a pretty game and see that there's something here. There's really not. There's not really.
I don't think there ever was. It was just it was literally a benchmark game.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, why would they port that benchmark game over to a system that's never going to look good?
Because they could.
I guess. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing to go back to, but it's just like, wow, we have come so far in making our video games. So I don't know. Maybe they'll get better with Crisis 2 and 3. I'm kind of interested to see, but it was just a weird thing.
Hopefully they maybe eventually got to the point where it like they incorporated some more Far Cry stuff into it.
Maybe.
Or maybe just splintered off in its own weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm.
I only ever barely touched the first one. It was like, yeah, this I can barely run this. Oh, well, doesn't look that good anyway. I mean, doesn't look that much fun to play anyway.
Fire up that Elgato and live stream it for the people, Chuck.
Oh, sure.
Run it on your smart fridge because it's already cooled, so you can.
That's
You crank the
it'll
graphics
keep it
up, yeah.
nice
Great
and-
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put them on best.
Yeah.
Well, I'm running them on the X. So
Yeah?
I'm getting all those 4K enhancements.
Oh, okay. I don't think you are. Not every game gets 4K
I know,
enhanced when you
but
play.
I think the Crysises did.
Okay,
Maybe, I don't know.
probably not.
On my TV, they're down sampled to 1080. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop talking now because I'm making weird noises.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have zero
That's
segue.
strange.
I have zero segue out of this.
Yeah.
Not
no, his
everything
was
can
good.
be a...
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. I just read it.
I know.
Way back in the day, I played Life is Strange, the episodic game from Don't Nod that I really,
Yeah.
really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then since then, there has been a plethora of Life is Strange things that I've just, for whatever reason, gone like, I'll get to it.
Yes.
It's just one of those things. Like just like playing the first season of The Walking Dead on Telltale was like, wow, this is really good. I've never touched another Walking Dead Telltale thing ever. Like, didn't play Michonne, didn't play 2, nothing else.
Yep.
But anyway, I decided, like, Game Pass strikes again, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I have all the Life is Strange things because they're all on Game Pass. So I was like, I should play Before the Storm because that's the next thing in this series.
Right.
So I don't want to spoil anything Life is Strange, but I do have to question. I don't understand the timeline of when this game takes place at all, because the events in the first game indicate 2 people missing, and now this is a story of one of those people, and it's called Before the Storm,
It's Before the Storm.
which is sort of part of the indicates the climax of the first game.
This is before that.
Right. But it's like I'm pretty sure the 2 people meet. It's been a while since I played Life is Strange, but I'm pretty sure Max and Chloe meet in the game. And you play that. You play the interacting for the first time. And now you're playing a section where you're playing just as Chloe. She's the main character of this game, so you don't have time warping powers and all that stuff.
Right.
But she knows Max and is like, Max has gone somewhere else. I don't understand when this game is taking place.
I'm pretty sure it's a prequel. Pretty sure it's definitely before.
Okay, I just don't. I
Yes,
thought,
it is before.
it is before,
before
the
the
storm.
storm.
Right. I just think that they met in the first game, and I don't know how, if this is taking place beforehand, how they've met and are corresponding from somewhere else.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which characters are which. Max is the
Max
one
is-
with the powers.
Right.
Yeah.
Chloe is the rebel girl.
Oh, it says in the... I thought it said in the first one that they knew each other.
Maybe.
That
Perhaps.
I think they, in the first one, it said that they had
I-
known each other
Yeah.
before,
I
and
could
they
be
were
wrong.
reconnecting.
I
It
could-
is.
yeah.
It
'Cause
is
I-
3 years before the first game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I stand corrected because I thought I remembered them meeting for the first time, but
Well,
maybe
stand up.
they were
Re-meeting.
reconnecting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, so I know there was some like controversy because like they did not get the same actress back for this to voice Chloe
Because of the strike.
because of the strike and all of that. I got to be honest, just because I waited so long, I couldn't tell. I'm sure if I start up 2 or something else with her or replayed 1, I'd be like, oh yeah, totally not the same person. Yeah, all right. So I liked it. I really liked it when all said and done. It's just, it's strange because I feel like the first one hit me and I was like, wow, I get this. It's like, I've never been a teenage lesbian, but I suddenly like connect and understand everything about this. This one, I was just like, Chloe, you're kind of a dick. Like you're just like, you have some aspects of your life that aren't perfect, but you're just being rebellious to be a dick, kind of thing. Where I was like, maybe if you just stop being a dick, life wouldn't suck so much,
Yeah. Good luck telling that to any teenager.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like this one just
or any adult. At
this one
Yeah.
it just occasionally rubbed me the wrong way, where it's like you're just being a little asshole, and stop being a little asshole, and things might be all right for you.
Yeah.
People might treat you better, but there's still enough interesting stuff going on in this that I still enjoyed it. I've only beaten the first episode 1 out of it, and I think there's 3, maybe 4.
I think there's 3.
I think there's 3 and then a bonus one, which I did not pre-order, so I'm never probably going to be able to play that one.
Yeah.
But that one I think does have Max back, and I think they brought back, strangely enough, I think they brought back the original actress for that one, so that would be weird. But like I think they made that like a bonus episode after the strike was over, so they got everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I don't know that I can unlock that, or I don't know if I'll pay the money to buy it separately. Because I want to say like yeah, I'd have to buy the entire season pass, even though I have it all free. It's a real dumb system.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, you know, I might own that on the PC, so I might just hop over there and play the bonus episode on a different platform. But anyway, it's still worth checking out. It's not as good as the season 1, which I don't think anyone else at the table has played, but you should.
I started playing the first episode and realized that I was not ready to play the rest of the episodes, and was like, I will get to this.
Okay.
And then, like you, was like, I
Yeah.
forgot to get to this.
Yeah, it just gets really good. Like it starts off weird. Like I was not into Life is Strange when I first started it, and when I persevered through like the first couple bits, it suddenly like clicked at 100%, and I was like, oh yeah, this is actually great.
Yeah.
It does not have the strongest of starts, I will say that.
Okay.
But this one has some very endearing moments, and still amongst all the rebel teen girl bullshit stuff.
It's a good name for a band.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the bands that was in Gone Home.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's it.
I also don't have a good segue for what I'm about to talk about. So I won a copy of Elite Dangerous somehow like a year ago, and it's just been sitting on my hard drive, just waiting for me to.
You won it?
Yeah, it was a contest raffle thing on a stream,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, you know.
So it was just on your hard drive, taking up space.
Yes, just taking up space. And like I kept meaning to get into it, but I was like, I never have time to. I know this is a big game. There's a lot going on. I don't.
One might say it's the biggest game.
You could say it is possibly bigger than No Man's Sky. That's a joke. I have this.
Okay.
I have this thing that I've discovered, and I'm trying to like fix about how I approach games these days. Because like when I start playing a game, I generally am not a person who can pick up a game, play it for an hour, and then put it down and go away. I want to play a game for 4 or 5 hours. I want to lose my day in a video game, and I just don't have, I don't have much time for that lately. So
Is that for every session, or you just mean like to start to get it acclimated to it?
especially to start,
Okay.
but generally for a session.
Okay.
Like I don't want to play a game for an hour and then put it down. I want to do something for several hours. I don't know why. It's dumb, and I would play more games if I would just commit to like, hey, let me just pick this up for an hour and then I can, go do something else after that. But it's not the way my brain seems to be programmed lately. However, I had a couple spare hours, and I was like, man, I really need to play something to
qualify for the next no
qualify for the next no quarters, or else I'll be demoted to like
Yeah, you'll be left off the debate stage.
right. Yeah,
Oh, no.
I'll be like junior assistant crack whore. So I saw Elite Dangerous sitting there, and I also saw like Harlow had given me his flight stick, not a euphemism.
Anytime.
And I was like, I should just crack open Elite Dangerous and see what it's about. That game, there's a lot going on. There is a whole lot going on, and I just dipped the smallest portion of my toe possible because I played for I think 2.5, maybe 3 hours. Just getting into the world is really overwhelming because there are a whole bunch of buttons that you have to memorize and a whole bunch of things you have to do just to get around, just to go from one little portion of space to another little portion of space. Takes a lot of button memorization and maneuvering and learning about space jumps and shit. So I didn't get very far.
Shit.
But the feeling you have when it kind of first lets you out into the world, it's like, here you go. You're on a space station. Go do whatever you want to do. Have fun. That part is really overwhelming. But when you, when you take off in your ship, when you undock, fly out of the space station, and you're like hitting buttons and opening up navigation panels and communication panels, and there's a panel that's got all your ship bullshit on it, all 85 things on your ship that you can adjust, and you got your flight stick and you're diverting like power from your weapons to your engines to your systems, and all that little fiddly dee spaceship bullshit really feels like you're about to set off on a space adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And it has that feel like you're sitting down at the, on the flight deck of the Serenity or some other shitty space cruiser, or
Millennium Falcon, or whatever the Winnebago was called in Spaceballs.
The Winnebago.
Yes. And that feeling is super, super cool. And when you make a jump into hyperspace and go to a different star, I don't know if you're going to a different system or a different star. I haven't figured out very much yet. But that feeling of just like being a space cargo dude or space trucker, I guess, is really, really powerful. And it is what I hoped I would get out of that game, but I didn't really expect it to feel exactly like it does. But it's amazing. It's everything. Like, that first few hours was everything I wanted out of that kind of game. And it has triggered something in me, and I really just, like, right now I just want to go home and fly. I just want to go home and do space things.
I don't know if you've spoiled yourself by watching any sort of stuff about this. I don't know if you've watched any people play it or stream it or anything like that.
Not really.
I will just give you the vaguest of hints and a thing to do that I don't want to tell you anymore. When you have a ship big enough that you have some spare, parts, like mechanisms on your ship that you can afford to throw one of these in there, buy the auto docker just once. You don't have to keep it there forever. Just buy the thing that, like...
Oh, my ship has an auto docker.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So you've auto docked to a space station?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. I wasn't going to spoil it, but yeah, maybe that's a new thing. Like, that used to be like, no, your starter ships did not have any room to spare to have an auto docker. It was like it took up a space, that like it was much more important to put a cargo hold or something.
I don't know why my ship has an auto docker, but
Okay.
it has one,
Yeah.
and I love that it just. I don't remember the name of the piece of music, but
It's on the Blue Danube, right? Isn't that?
yes,
Yeah. Just like 2001. It's
Yeah. As soon as it takes over, as soon as the space station takes over to auto dock, it starts playing that. It's
great.
It's very charming. I like it a lot. But yeah, there is infinite possibility in this weird space trucking simulator. I mean, you can do combat and other stuff and exploration.
I was gonna say there's three basic paths you can take. You can be a space trucker, exploration, or combat. I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, there's diplomatic aspects you can play in the background as far as there's factions and things like that, but it's not like you can build a craft for that. It's just that's like a meta game within the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's 3 basic ship types you can make, and I mean, because you can get one that just holds a shitload of fuel and has some fancy scanners, and you just go for the largest like jump distance and things like that. So you can just go explore shit and get money for that by when you come back with all these mapped systems and everything.
Yeah.
And you can get planetary level scanners and things like that if you want to get really granular.
And there's like there are additional factions, like warring space factions and shit. I have no idea how any of that works. You can also do like commodities trading. Basically, you can buy a bunch of space milk and take it to a place that doesn't have space milk and sell it for a bunch of money.
Well, they got space cows, and the other people don't have space
Right.
cows. Yeah.
Spilk,
Yeah.
as we call it.
Oh,
There's also one thing that is one of the neatest things that I have heard about in a large online multiplayer game, and that is a faction/group called the Fuel Rats. And if you've been on the internet for a little while, you've probably heard of the Fuel Rats in Elite Dangerous, at least if you've been paying attention to space games. But in Elite Dangerous, it is entirely possible to get yourself into a spot where you just run out of fuel. And your options are you die and leave all your shit out there. Well, I don't think you even... Yeah, you die and leave all your shit out there, and you lose your ship, lose your cargo, lose a bunch of money.
Yeah. You can buy ship insurance, but you would lose, like, if you had a shitload of cargo, that would not come back.
Yeah, you could lose hundreds of thousands of space bucks or whatever. But the Fuel Rats, they have a website. You go to the Fuel Rats website and click it and go, hey, I am here, my name is this, and I am out of fuel. And it's just random volunteer players that will come out and bring you fuel. Like, they will fly out to wherever you are and bring you enough fuel to get back to somewhere where you can acquire fuel and go along your way.
One of the greatest stories about that was the guy that was like wanted to go outside the rim of the galaxy. Did you hear about that? Like this, so you've got the spiral Milky Way galaxy essentially with every known star mapped on it, and this guy was like, I'm going to go beyond as far as I can.
Was that the...
And he was trying to calculate the halfway point. He was like, he was going to get a ship with the absolute most amount of fuel you can have, with the fastest engine you could get, lowest consumption, and set the record for going outside the boundary as far as you could go and still have fuel to come back. But he miscalculated and ran out of fuel way the fuck out there.
Yeah.
And these fuel rats still figured out some way that they were going to piggyback fuel.
Oh, that's right. They did a bucket chain.
Yeah, they did like a fire brigade of like
Fire brigade.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, of like, and got this guy back.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking awesome.
They
It's
go-
stupid, but it's awesome.
sure.
They go to some really like wild, extreme lengths to save people. I was reading about them today. One, there was a guy who's like, so you can land on planets now. That's one of the expansions. I don't know when it came out, but you can land on planets. This guy somehow had he'd gotten in his rover and it had jettisoned out into space somehow. I don't know how.
Hit that big ass ramp, Vinny.
Right? He's just going after a helicopter and he just missed.
This spellicopter.
So what was happening was he had escaped, like in his rover, had escaped the gravity well of the planet that he was on, and he was just drifting and drifting away. And there's no way in a rover you can pilot yourself back down. And for some reason, maybe he just thought that the Fuel Rats would have an idea. So he called in the Fuel Rats, and one of the commanders showed up, and he was like, I don't know what to do. We're going to try something. And he started flying his ship. I watched a video on it. What he would do is he would like fly his ship sort of towards, with like the top of his ship facing the planet, and like the flat top of his ship facing the planet, and had the guy angle his rover so that the wheels would hit the top of his ship, and he bounced him. He kept basically just booping him with his nose until he got close enough to the planet for the gravity of the planet to take over and pull him into the surface.
Huh.
That was a really weird one. Another one was a guy ran out of fuel orbiting a planet, and eventually what happens is gravity takes over and is going to suck you into the planet, and if you don't have any fuel, you can't maneuver to land. So by the time the fuel rats got there, the guy was already, I guess, starting to crash into the planet, and they use these things called limpets, which they shoot out, which have fuel on them, and they shoot the limpet at the craft, and it gives them fuel. But the limpets aren't very fast, and they are definitely not fast enough to catch somebody who is crashing. So the guy had to basically fly, chase the craft that is falling into the planet, and catch up with him fast enough that he could shoot the limpet at the guy, and then both of them pull away and live. And like, they will do whatever they can to save your dumb ass out in space. And I think that's just, it is a thing
It's a
that
hell of a
just,
tagline.
It's a nice community.
yeah, it is. It's really, and they don't ask, as far as I know, they don't ask for anything in return. They just do it because they want to do it. They want to help out. And
Not all heroes wear capes.
right.
Some just have spaceships.
Yeah.
Right. But for a community like that to spring up in a giant online game, and there are plenty of griefers out there in Elite Dangerous as well, but the fact that there's just a kind of chaotic good faction in this wild game is really fantastic, in my opinion. I really like that it exists.
Also, Chuck, just so all of this talk does not put you off of ever trying Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
You can play it solo, too.
Yes.
I'm not suggesting
Yeah.
it, but
Oh, I
I mean,
know.
just to get used to it, play a solo game, because then you're not going to encounter random people.
I talked about this before. I had started playing Elite Dangerous
Okay.
when it came out on Xbox One, but the problem was that the tutorials just launched a web browser and tried to play a YouTube video, and none of the buttons had any kind of like, they'd forgot to put in the graphic for the Xbox thing, so it would just say insert button here, and it was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So it wasn't telling me what to launch and what to, thrust and everything.
Yeah.
So
They have actual tutorials now.
Okay.
I would have been lost as shit.
yeah, I got about 15 minutes into that and was just like, no way.
Yeah.
But this was back when it was in early access. So.
Yeah. The neat thing about, so you can play solo or in the open world, and I think there are also private universes, but they're sort of instances of the main world. Everything that's happening in the rest of the universe
It still happens.
still happens. Just if you're playing solo, you don't interact with any other players. If you're playing open, you interact with everybody that's in open. If you're playing in a private group, you interact with people that are in the private group.
Gotcha.
So you can sort of pick and choose your play style. And you can go back and forth with the same ship and the same credits and shit between solo and open, and I think also private groups. So,
It's pretty neat.
yeah. Elite Dangerous.
Play it.
It's kind of neat. If you're out there and you want to play, send me a message on Twitter or something.
You're a PC.
I'm
gamer,
playing on
right?
PC currently, yes. I would,
PC Master Space.
yes. I would. It would be cool to wing up with some people and perhaps do some space trucking in proximity to each other.
Yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of teams, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've gone back to a game that, man, I played to death, and for some reason, I got an itch, and I got it on a new platform, and I was right back to playing it all over again from the
Oh, man.
very beginning, and that is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands.
That was your Fody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it on PS4, had like the first season DLC, and then one of the Xbox Paloozas was like, hey, we have the game and all the DLC, and it's a reasonable price. And I was like, I bet that looks better on that Xbox and X enhanced version. and plus an excuse to play it all over again. So I did that. I haven't finished it all, but
Okay.
I've done a lot. Yeah, I honestly don't know why, except that game just it scratches an itch. Like there is just something quasi Far Cry / that Assassin's Creed thing of like having a team of ninjas at a button press, or assassins, I guess, but
Yeah.
just that like, all right, I'm gonna set up this situation and then you do thing, and it just and all happens at once. It's just super satisfying, and I don't know, just like I know a lot of people are like that game gets so samey, and I hate traveling places. I'm like, dude, you just don't know how to play it. I mean, I'm not saying that in a get good.
You're
scrub.
playing it wrong.
I'm not saying in a get good scrub kind of way. I'm saying like what you need to do is go do the loyalty missions that give you the power to call vehicles at any time. Just go from place to place, fast travel where you can, and call down helicopters continuously. Like, this country must have so many helicopters because I've probably called 3,000 of them at this point. It's the anti-50 Cent country because there's helicopters everywhere. And I don't know, like, I am like an idiot savant, mostly on the idiot side with helicopters. And I don't know, it's so much fun for me in that game to play helicopters and fly like a foot above the water and stuff. Like, I will just constantly like just do dangerous shit in my helicopter just to prove that I can. Like, I'm just like, hey, that bridge, I'm going under that. just because I know I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every once in a while it doesn't work out so well, but like it's
You're in the land of helicopters. It's okay.
yeah, it's like 1 out of 200 times of like dumb shit I do where I'm like, whoops, mistimed that one. Oh well, new helicopter.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I'm right back to playing that game, and if it wasn't for Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I'd probably still be playing it.
Okay.
Like, this Ultimate Alliance has saved me from playing this game more because I fucking love it, and I am super jazzed. Like, they put out. I don't know if this one would be free LC because I got the season passes, so I don't know what's free and what's part of the season pass. But they put out a bridging story with John Bernthal to set up the new thing.
Yeah, they did.
So that was interesting. I went ahead and played that just because I was like, I know I've done the Predator missions. I don't know what point I took down Predator in the first time playing through. Predator's kicking my fucking ass this time. Like, I did all the lead up stuff.
So he's still in there.
Oh, he's still in there. Like,
That's good.
Yeah. But like I'm at the like, okay, go over here and kill Predator, and I can't fucking do it now. Like, he's just taking my ass to school, and which is probably not the best place
famous
for
line
probably
from
not
Predator.
probably not the best place for a Predator to be. But
No. No.
But yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I don't know what guns or skills or perks or whatever I had the first go round because I was like, man, Predator was kind of a chump, but now it's like this Predator is
Now I'm the chump.
yeah, now I'm the chump. I'm the dog now, Predator. Yeah, so I don't know.
Okay.
It's still a good game though, and you should play it.
Okay.
Man.
I know, ring an endorsement, right? But I mean, they throw all kinds of crazy shit in there. Like, there's a Splinter Cell mission in there now where you
Yeah.
meet up with Michael Ironside.
Yeah, everyone thought, hey, new Splinter Cell game coming.
Yeah, and then there's
Nope.
there's a Rainbow Six one in there thrown in there too, just for
Sure.
no reason. I don't know if it's Siege related or whatever. I don't know. That's the thing. Is like,
Is there a Hawks mission?
I don't know. Maybe there's a Haw mission somewhere.
Top Clancy's Hawks.
I don't know, but yeah, it's. I have a division gun, so like,
Okay.
there's all kinds of crazy shit in there. They're like, Ubisoft, yeah, we got that.
Wait, you shouldn't have a division gun. Doesn't it have like the disease on it?
No disease.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
there's plenty of
Nah.
other diseases
Nah.
in this
Nah.
country.
Nah. Okay, great.
Yeah, crime is the disease. I'm the cure.
You're the cure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I don't know. It's great, and I would totally. And I've never played a second of it in co-op. Like, I just have these dumb AI dudes,
Yeah.
There you
and
go.
I'm still enjoying it. That's why I'm enjoying it. Everyone else will be
probably,
like,
yeah.
"All right, let's do this." I'm like, "Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I went to the bathroom." Fuck.
Sorry. What, did you want me to get a helicopter? All right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah.
speaking of Fodes,
Speaking of things we can't stop playing,
yeah, Dead Cells. I bought it on Switch.
it's not a bad plan. They fixed it from when I first started
Yeah.
playing on. Well, when I beat it on the Switch, they put out a patch that fucking fixed the frame rate on that because it was
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, it was good. I Beat it. My second game playing it.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I know too much about Dead Cells.
Took
at
down
this
the
point.
hand like that fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is it's kind of scary when you've played it a little bit and you start over. It's like, yeah, I know exactly what weapons to unlock and fuck that thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, it's. They also put out what was it? Valley of the Giants
Yep.
or something like that. Something of the Giants. Challenge of the Giants.
Sure.
Challenge of the Rock Lords.
Yeah. Battle
What
of
are
the
those?
Super Friends. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Problem is, you can't unlock it without having used the cells that basically up your difficulty mode. I think you have to be on like the third highest difficulty, something like that. Like, because when you beat the game, it gives you what's called like a mutation set or something, and you put that in the when you first start. There's like this vat, and you put it in there, and it makes the game that one level harder. And if you beat it on that one level harder, then it gives you a second one that you have to put in to start the next game, which makes it even harder because you're basically getting like way overpowered enemies like in the first, in the beginning levels.
Yep.
And apparently it just keeps getting harder with those mutators.
I'm going to go ahead and spoil you don't have to do that to get to the...
To
Are
get
you-
to the giant?
Are you talking about the thing where you need to follow him? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't...
My understanding was you had to to see all of it. You had to be at
Well, maybe
the
to see all
second
of it.
cell level or whatever.
Perhaps to see the final, real, actual ending.
Yeah.
But I have seen that ending, the ending to this DLC.
So
Or
how do you
and
do it?
ending. All right, so there's a thing. Like, remember when you beat the hand? What you had to do, and you were like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
Well, you should think about doing that more often,
Okay.
is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, because I never
know.
used that power at all,
Yeah,
ever.
well,
ever.
That's exactly how you get to that thing that looks like you can't jump to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm being vague for people who haven't played the game.
Yeah.
But if you've beaten the regular game, you'll know what I'm talking about.
So is
hopefully.
it like new missions and everything, or is it just kind of
Yeah,
like
there's
this,
a whole
this
new
small-
levels, and there's a couple of puzzle things that you'll come across that require you to do that again. Because I never think about doing that,
Yeah.
and then it's like I'll see something, and it's like, oh yeah, fuck, if I just do this, I can totally get to these tiny spaces that I wouldn't otherwise think of.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, but yeah, I did the same kind of thing. I was like standing there, like, how the fuck do you make this jump? And then I was like, oh right, thing, yeah, do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll note that's all free.
Yep,
They just patched a whole bunch of new levels into the game.
the game's great, and they
Yep.
just keep giving you shit.
Yep. To get it.
Yep.
So now,
Mm-hmm.
we're done talking about video games.
All right. Fuck
Yep.
video games.
Now we're going to talk about pinball.
Oh.
Yay, pinball.
No, pinball's awesome.
Yay.
Yay.
Don't aw, pinball. Pinball
Aw,
fucking
pin
rules.
aw.
Yay.
Two
I
of
like
us.
pinball.
Two of us made the our grand finale trip to the Southern Fried Game Room
Well,
Expo.
TBD, but most
in
likely
Atlanta.
TBS to be sure.
What?
Well, I don't
Making
know.
Atlanta jokes.
No. I'm saying like most to be determined whether it's our last trip, but
Uh-huh.
It was treated like
It-
the season finale.
it was the swan
the series
song.
finale
Yeah.
Yep, yes.
of the Southern Fried Game
Yes,
Room Expo.
that is
Thank
how
you
it was
guys.
treated.
But they didn't
It
have
might
all
be
the
renewed.
characters.
No.
It might be renewed next season, but
It's possible.
we'll see.
I may have
It's
reserved the
unlikely.
room
Yeah.
already, but
Chuck.
it's free.
you're
Chuck.
free.
I am.
So, your worry was they had expanded too much. They were trying to do too many things, and they weren't staying focused on, hey, we have classic arcade games and pinball.
I
Yes.
still agree with that.
Okay. On one hand, yes, I think they tried to do too much. On the other hand, I think that the stuff that we are there for is on such autopilot at this point that there didn't need to be any attention paid to it in the first place, really. So it was fine. Like they just released like a photo album of the show the other day, and I saw hundreds of pictures of things I never even saw. Like
Yeah.
never even knew were happening.
Yep.
So, on one hand, I think what ended up bothering me was that the hype thing as it built to the show was that it seemed like the things that we went there for weren't even being mentioned. And then they just kept talking about all this other stuff, like there's stand-up comics and there's a prom and
Well, all right. So was it last year where they went from being the Southern Fried Game Room Expo to be the Southern Fried Gaming Expo?
I forget when they switched.
I think it was last year was the first time.
Maybe it might have been 2 years ago.
Because I feel like what they're trying to do is say like, it's gaming of all kinds, console, tabletop,
And I get it. And
LARPing, whatever
that
the fuck you're
tabletop
into.
stuff is fucking huge. Like that area was jam packed all the time. It just doesn't interest me. Not at a thing like this, because I'm going to this for one specific thing, which is I want to play all the pinball machines.
Yeah, you can buy a board game and find people locally.
Yeah,
You know.
I can't just take home a $7,000 pinball machine. I just can't do it.
You could.
I could, yes.
I don't feel you're
But you
truly
can't.
committed to pinball, Chuck.
I'm pretty committed. But anyway, so this was a new area that they put all the machines in. It was loud as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Especially the first day. Dude,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was a mix of the air handler and all the Black Knight tables that they had in
Well,
there. It was this low rumbling hum.
I figured out. That's the thing. Is like at this point, we've been going since the beginning.
Yeah.
We've seen what this was to what this has become.
Right.
From an outside observer, I want to figure out how to contact these people and be like, look, long time, first time.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you how to fix your show.
Okay.
Because the first thing they need to do, and it's going to be weird if they're going to keep this layout, is they need to put the Marco thing in its own room.
Yeah.
And I don't say that like because like, oh, get that garbage out of here, but Marco is there trying to sell brand new tables.
Mm-hmm.
So they have all their tables cranked to fucking 11.
For those who might not know,
Marco is a
pinball distributor
distributor,
and
parts
also a
and-
parts
Yeah.
sales, and they do a huge sponsored
Yes,
area.
yeah.
This
for
was the biggest of
every-
any show we'd gone to.
Like this was a big giant ballroom, and I mean huge, like aircraft hangar size.
Yeah.
And
Not carpeted.
not carpeted, and like they were like the back fourth, maybe third
Yeah.
of the whole room.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and it was,
They probably had 24 machines.
yeah, I mean, like there was at least
They
10,
had a
10
lot. They
10
had, like,
Black Knights.
10 or 12
Yeah.
last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
they had like a bunch of Black Knights, a bunch of the Iron Maiden table, and they're all turned up because it's like that's the selling feature is the fucking rad ass music and stuff. But it just was this roar
Yeah.
from the back of the room. And it's like all the rest of the tables were kind of what you expect tables to be set at.
Yeah.
Like there was one point like I played U-Beat, which we are in love with still.
Is that the hamburger game?
That's the tappy, the stand up DDR game. Basically, is
Yeah.
the easiest way to describe it. But like the first time we played it, I couldn't hear this music at
Yeah.
all. Like that's the kind of roar that was happening. And then when we went back, like the roar had subsided, and it was like, oh, the U-Beat machine is actually turned up pretty loud.
Yeah.
It's just you couldn't hear it. And
The first 2 hours we were there on Friday, I felt like
it was like a death metal concert was going on in the back of
it was going to be a bad. I felt like it was going to be a bad weekend
Yeah.
because like
it was just
it was this constant just drumming, humming noise, and like I couldn't hear Harlow when we would talk. Like at any point, standing next to each other, standing face to face, couldn't hear him.
oh, I was borderline about to lose my voice on
Yeah.
Saturday.
So and like eventually like the air handler stopped and it just the noise subsided a bit and it got better, but it was just a very loud room. Yeah, but I mean, you know,
But there was cool shit there. I mean,
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. It's like, on the one hand, it's like, I want this to go back to the sleepy little convention where it's like, hey, it's just a bunch of pinball nerds and some weird arcade cabinets here for people like us. On the other hand, it's like, the fact that it's getting bigger means they have cool shit coming in. Like, they had a Hobbs and Shaw booth there giving away some dumb driving. Well, it was actually kind of a fun dumb driving game.
oh yeah,
But they were like, they were giving that away, not giving away, but it was like some sort of raffle contest thing, and shitloads of swag. Like I got a really nice backpack, like not like it's a nicer backpack than they gave away with like Fallout 76, and it was free.
Yeah.
you know.
because they had like a table of swag when we got there, and we kept walking over to it like, how do we get this swag? Like, what do we got to do?
And the guy just overheard us, I
Yeah.
guess, and he was like,
He's like,
"What
you
do
want a backpack? Play the game. Let me take your picture.
Yeah,
Like-
like deal."
Wait, play the video game. You want to take our picture and we get the stuff? And they're like, yeah. So like, you got the bag and I got a T-shirt. And then while they were giving us the stuff, they're like, you want a towel too? And we're like, yeah, yes.
Like a those little golf bag
Sure.
towels.
Yeah.
Not like a
tea
bath
towel.
towel. Yeah.
Yes, it was a extra large washcloth. Came in handy.
A rag for
You know, like John Cena gives away.
yeah.
Yes, he pulls out of his pants and is like, "Here,
Yeah.
kid,"
Yeah.
just like that. There was so the monster tent was back again, giving away free monster.
Oh.
We didn't even bother with that
No.
because near the arcade was this giant like root beer company that if you bought one of their giant ass mugs, you just got to pull. You just
Taps.
just
Was it Bayou Billy?
No,
Oh,
it was
man.
Wild
Wild
Wild Bill.
I think
Wild
it was.
I got the mug here.
So do I.
Wild Bills.
Yeah, Wild Bills.
Yeah.
It's a bespoke soda merchant.
Yeah.
He got the
Okay, yeah.
the very last SFGE
Yeah.
branded
Ooh,
mug.
that's nice.
I just got this like copper one. It's still
Oh, it's a
nice.
turbot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've used this every day since we got back,
Yeah.
and this thing's fucking rad.
So they had root beer, sarsaparilla,
Cream
vanilla
soda,
cream,
orange.
or there was grape, there was orange, there was wild cherry, and then they had like a couple diet varieties
Yeah.
of a couple of them.
And you just refill
but
it
But
all
it was
day
just
long.
like classic old root beer taps, and it was like it was cool.
$0 to refill.
That day, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like 20 something bucks for the mug, but then unlimited refills. So
Yeah.
we did it.
That's about what you pay for one of those.
we,
anyway.
we did it on Saturday, both of us, because you're like, well, this is the day to get the money's worth. It's
Right.
the longest day, and we're gonna drink a lot of sodas.
And we drank a lot of sodas.
yeah, we did.
was the God. Why is it that all the cool shit happened this year? Like last year was just fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it was a really nice like idea for a promotion, like to have this like
Oh, yeah.
gypsy cart that they can roll in with like
Yeah.
root beer taps on the side.
Yeah, and they stepped it up a little bit more too, because like next to that was a Papa John's like little pop-up tent, and they were just
Papa John's.
yeah, and they were selling pizzas, and there was a Chick-fil-A tent across from there.
Why did they have both of the like shitty? They had shitty pizza and fuck Chick-fil-A. Why?
Because they're easy to get.
I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, and there was like a snack bar inside the arcade that worked out.
Nice.
There were vending machines everywhere. We were in the stupid mall.
The one thing we did
Yeah.
did away with is like, man, the hotel did not give a fuck about refilling the water coolers anywhere.
No.
Oh,
like-
they were really good about that last year.
I know.
Yeah, no, not this year. They were just like, y'all nerds are on your own.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
man.
y'all.
Question for you about the Monster Tent.
Uh-huh.
Were they trying to hawk their stupid Monster Mountain Dew
based on the
knockoff?
pictures I saw, they were not your your daddy's monsters.
Yeah.
This ain't your dad's monster.
Not your daddy's little monsters,
Yeah.
but like there was something like
I listened to their spiel for like 30 seconds, just secondhand, like they were giving it to someone else, and I was just like, yeah, I don't need your swill. I got fucking root beer in my mug, you jerks. Ha ha. brr, you know.
suck a cheese ball.
There was still some like dumb, like I was going to enter. I said going into the show, I was like, this is the year I'm going to do tournaments. I'm going to take this shit seriously. I'm going to
Okay.
I'm going to get back on the leaderboards. I'm going to be, I'm going to be tournament pinball man. And we went and looked at the rules for
Oh, you did. I
Yeah.
was not going along with you on this journey.
right. And so looked at the rules for the tournaments, and they're just fucking bonkers.
Yeah,
It was just like flag football golf pinball, and it was just like left flipper means par 3 and you get 7 shots and that's a spare, and it's just like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, it was.
Take
the
my
dumbest
money and write my score down. What the fuck is the rest of this shit? Why have you made this so complicated?
That seems to be their MO though. Like take something that should be simple and make it as complicated as possible.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously there were so many panels and things going on, and I just never interacted with, never even saw them.
Nope. I mean, I walked by a couple of them. And there's like, hey, there's podcast people doing a thing
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. Apparently
Yeah,
that
that's
80s
gross.
prom was fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, they look lit based on the pictures. we kind of caught like the after effects. Or
Yeah.
You're like, what's down here? Oh, the prom thing is happening.
Yeah.
Apparently, we should have stuck our heads in. But apparently, that's where Prince guy was going.
Yeah, Prince guy.
Oh
Prince guy
man,
and
there was a
Madonna.
Prince guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some
I
cos-
missed a Prince guy.
There was like weird things. Like there were booth babes this year, like
For
hired
what?
people.
For an arcade down in Orlando,
Yeah.
just north of Orlando.
Oh, it's in Oviedo.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's east
Vito.
of Orlando.
Oh, okay. Well, somewhere around the city
It
of
looks like a
Orlando.
pretty cool place.
not Player One,
No.
but, no.
not Bart.
No, this place had pinball machines. Like this place was like, hey,
Yeah.
come play pinball. We
It
had
actually looked
tournaments
like a
and-
thing we should go check out. But
Yeah. All right.
but then there was like some other vendory thing that was like you brought booth babes in. Like there was just ladies and like there was a Catwoman and stuff, and it was like, yeah, that's not one of your employees. I'm just gonna go on record like she's not.
Yeah. We bullied one vendor into making us products.
Yeah. Well,
What?
So all right. So that's the weird thing is like most of the time. All right. So most of the time you go to these cons, like they're trying to make it worth their while to be here. Very rarely do you find like, oh, that's a good deal because they're trying to pay
Yeah.
for their table and everything else. There was this place that obviously the dude had gotten a hold of a laser etcher and was just like laser etching all kinds of things: flasks, Zippo lighters, cutting boards.
Yeah.
Just like whatever.
It was just putting video
Yeah.
game stuff on.
It was like a things remembered, but in a booth.
Yes, but
Okay.
they had nice glass tumbler things,
Tumblr.com.
and they were $5.
yeah.
Like it was, I mean, not much more than a glass would be anyway. And I got one with the Williams logo.
Well, there was a flask
Yeah.
with the Atari ET
Uh-huh.
figure on it, and we said to them,
If you have this in glass, we'd both buy one.
and they're like, "Oh, I don't think we do, but we can make them." And we're like, "Okay, you run out and make them, and we'll be back and buy them." Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
we'll be back tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
sure you'll make them.
Like 4 hours later, they were putting them out, and we're like, "Okay, we promised."
Yeah, the dude had the
All right.
laser etcher in it like a camper out
Yeah.
in the back. Like
Yeah,
and
oh, nice.
he was sitting out there in the heat, like laser etching these fucking. I
It's
mean,
just fucking Breaking Bad out
I mean,
there.
Come on, like I know it's put the thing in it and push print. But,
Yeah,
you know,
no, he's not slaving over it. He's just like,
But still,
I could
Mackie,
really-
as someone who
I
has
could-
experience with a laser engraver,
I could make those for you if you like.
okay.
well, is
but
it
they're already made.
that difficult?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to get it set just right and then
Yeah,
push
sure.
print. And
Yeah,
it
you
comes
just
up.
have to know your material
Right.
and your laser depth and your focusing,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera. But yes, it can be done.
But
very
I'm saying,
quickly.
like $5
And it would be
is
done in like 10 minutes.
extremely reasonable
Yeah.
for an etched
Yeah.
glass.
yeah. These were good glasses. So we,
Right, so
we
they like pint glass?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's somewhere. I don't know where the hell I did with all my stuff.
yeah.
I got to unpack it all.
Yeah.
One other cool addition this year is that they did like a flea market on Saturday. There's a corner of the game room that was not being used, and then on Saturday they set up a bunch of tables, and then they just had citizens come in with their crap and put them out on these tables.
Citizen, bring your refuse here.
And they broke it up into two themes. Like the first was like arcade video gamey stuff, and then they took an hour off, and then they came back and it was all board gamey stuff. And it was insanely popular. Like you couldn't move around this place. Harlow was showing
Yeah,
the
I
ET glass
found
on the live stream.
I found it. I remembered where it was.
Yeah.
I actually put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah, but it was just people selling arcade parts and manuals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just the kind of crap that like I didn't feel like buying a table, so
Yeah.
here's your time.
Yeah, and they had like it was like speed dating the flea market version because you only had an hour, and everyone fucking flocked to this.
Oh, and they had
thing.
speed dating there too.
Yeah, they did. But those were cool. Yeah, you got like ridiculous hardback.
Yeah, this one dude was just like had two Rubbermaid bins full of like hardback comic things, and there's like 5 for $20, and I was like, yeah, give to me those like volume 1 and 2 of Ultimate Spider-Man, a couple other things. I was like, fuck yeah, give me those.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. So it was a good time.
Good. Yeah, some of us couldn't go,
No.
so we went to a more local pinball place,
Mm-hmm.
the Pinball Palace in
Yeah.
Brunswick, Georgia.
In beautiful Brunswick,
Did
Georgia.
we talk about this last time or no?
We
No.
did.
Okay.
We talked about our trip
Okay.
Oh, you guys talked about it.
briefly. We talked about going there, and then we talked about going to the
Right.
one
Oh
in
yeah, you
Daytona.
talked about your the initial trip where you
Yeah.
convinced me to go.
Yes.
Yeah, it's worth it for sure.
Yep.
That is a lot of
I mean-
really nice, well-maintained pinball machines.
I would say it's
in one
worth
place.
it if like you're within a 2 maybe 3 hour distance. I wouldn't
Yeah.
go to Brunswick, Georgia for the purposes of going there.
No, Brunswick's a shithole. However, the Pinball Palace is there.
Yeah. This is a testament to how good this place is, especially for us.
Yeah.
When we were at the con, like we didn't play any of the new I played Black Knight just because so I could play it. But like we specifically were not playing
Oh, I was like, I don't need Iron Maiden. I don't need that. That was the other thing. Not to go,
No, you're
not
fine.
to revert, but like, I felt like this year Marco, like for all, like I did fire up a game of Aerosmith just because it was open at the time. They had them all set to like asshole rules, like
yeah.
0 ball save.
Yeah.
So like if it was like launch right down the middle, it was like, oh well, next ball. Like
Wow.
Yeah, it was just like, oh okay, I guess I get it. Like get you the fuck in and out of a table faster, but. I was just like, this is annoying. Like,
Yeah. But so like the con basically became play all the weird dumb machines that you
Yeah.
don't see everywhere. Like there was no I was like, I'm not waiting in line for Batman. I can go play Batman at the Pinball Palace whenever I want. So
yeah.
that's now it's weird. That's now a factor in my thinking of when I go to a con and there's a pinball
Yeah.
machine in front of me. I'm like, I could wait in line for this if this asshole is going to be finished in the next 10 minutes, or I forget it. I'll just play something else.
Yeah, and that's kind of that leads into my one, not even a complaint, but my one kind of statement about Pinball Palace is it's all the new Stern stuff is there. There's very little older stuff.
Yeah. Not a lot of archive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's very little of, there's not a Whitewater there. You're not going to find Grand Lizard. There's no Swords of Fury. It's like any of the, the Williams stuff that we're like, oh yeah, give me that early 90s, late 80s shit. It's not really there.
I don't know. I thought
have
there was a good
few of them.
assortment of that.
There's a few, but I mean, it's mostly like the vast majority of stuff is like, all right, here's all the newer Stern stuff from the last 10 years.
He has the ones that he has. He's not keeping up like he does the Stern ones. Like it's obviously they've put a lot more care into those. Like they've got a Funhouse. It's functional. It's not perfect.
Yeah, the Bad Cats.
The Bad Cats
all right.
still has a wonky flipper.
Yeah.
And it's like, what else was there? Like there's a Jackbot, but like not a Penbot or Bride of Penbot. So it's like there's some.
Yeah,
of them.
and there's apparently like a beta version of Whodunit.
We played like
We
we,
played the
we
not
specifically
beta.
went to the normal Whodunit, and I was like, I can't tell a goddamn thing different about this than the other
Okay.
prototype one he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
I mean,
it's-
every single ramp and everything is the
It
same.
felt the same.
Yeah.
But then he's got some weird stuff at the Pinball Palace, like the Primus.
That was actually the show too. Strangely,
There was a Primus table there, yeah.
I was like, there's only like
But
100.
we had never
something.
seen we'd
Yeah.
never seen one
No,
no,
yeah.
yeah.
until the Pinball Palace. So it's
Yeah, there's only like 100 and something floating around.
106 or
Yeah.
104, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that it's a good table,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
not
still
very
just
good at all.
rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Pinball Palace is good, and I'm really glad you got to go with this.
Yes.
This time.
Me too.
It's $20 for as long as you can stand to be in that building, which is a hell of a price, I think.
For the day, you could
Yeah.
leave and come back too.
yeah.
Which was the better plan. We just got there and there was some electrical problems thanks to Thunder and Lightning. So their plan was to go there, play for a couple hours, go get food, come back. We ended up just having to go get food first because
I
they were
wonder
like-
what the deal was.
They were
'cause-
like, power's going in and out. We can't open right now.
There was a really bad
Yeah.
thunderstorm
Yeah.
making its way through, so that's fine.
happens.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a nice place. We got to play the new Black Knight, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, New Black Knight is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Sword of Rage.
I agree with what you said to me when we were talking about it privately, which was just like that table has a good flow to it. The thing I did not realize, because I went and played it at the con, is that there's a model without the top playfield.
Yeah, the Pro model does not have the upper playfield.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I
What?
played one without the upper playfield and was just like, yeah, I guess that's a table. It's really weird that they didn't have an upper playfield on it.
What?
Yeah, and then he
What's
was
up
like,
there instead?
nothing.
No,
it's
it's
just a flat. There's no upper anything. It's
Yeah.
just a regular pinball machine.
What?
I know.
There is some other
Weird.
ball lock on that table that I haven't quite figured out because the ball lock on the upper playfield makes sense. It's like get up there, hit it here, catapult lock.
Yeah.
But there's another lock somewhere on the table that I guess that's the only one that one has.
Yeah, it's
Wow. So there's no reason to play the
No.
Pro version.
But
You
like
need to
I
play
walked
the
away from
actual
it and when
real version.
Yeah, I was just like, huh, that's an interesting choice, I guess. But I guess parts are expensive and they can't do it. And then like on the last day, we are like, this one's open, come play it. And I was like, oh, there's another playfield. This is okay. What did I play? That's
You
dumb.
played a shit version.
I
of that
did,
one.
yeah.
That's so strange that the
It really is.
that the Pro version would not have, because that upper playfield is, I mean, that's kind of Black Knight
It's
tradition.
kind of what you're trying to get to every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, You're trying to get up into that playfield, get the ball lock, or get that loop to go around because you score big fucking points on the loop.
Yeah, and it just feels good.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that
I-
table is dynamite. That is probably my favorite, like, of the last maybe 5 or 6, 7 years of pinball machines.
It's a good table.
Like of all the new ones that have come out, all the licensed tables, I don't really get super excited about. Like, you guys seem to like a few of the licensed tables, and I just don't. I don't really care about them. I like the Beatles. I think that's a nice table, despite the fact that it's kind of boring.
It's also exact remake of
Sea
Sea
Witch.
Witch.
Sea
Yeah.
Witch, yeah.
Which is there as well.
But most of the modern tables, like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think is just fine. Star Wars, the new Star
It's
Wars
bad.
is
I
fine.
do not like
It's
that
bad.
table at all.
I like it because it's Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
The repro tables I like. I like the repro of the,
Oh, God,
the Williams
yes.
System 11. Or
Yeah, but that's
the-
not Stern. That's something else. That's Chicago Gaming
Yeah.
Company.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. It is Chicago Gaming Company. But of any
Yeah.
of any of the tables that have come out lately, even the Jersey Jacks and the America's Most Haunted, I like
Oh, we got to talk.
Black Knight.
That was what was that one we played? Something Carnival
Carnival
Souls, Carnival Souls,
Carnival Carnage,
Carnival something
like that. It's a
Is it another
It's
spooky? or?
it's no, it's a new company. This is their first table.
Suncoast.
Yeah,
Is that
I
the
think
name
it's
of
called
it?
Suncoast.
Yeah.
but the designers were there.
So-
Like we got to talk to them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This
Yeah.
was really weird because so we were on like ball 2 just playing it, and he got a ball stuck. And the guy's like, "Yeah, your ball's stuck." And then like this other guy comes over and is like, "Oh yeah, I got to do this."
Yeah,
And
but we were playing a prototype one. They
Yeah.
had like more
Okay.
finished ones out there.
yeah, so we go on, and I'm like sitting there playing the thing, and he's talking to the guy, and the guy is like the creator of the table. So now this guy is hovering over his pinball machine while I'm playing it, and it's the most pressure I've ever felt in my life. And I just had to go into the zone and just be like, I have to defeat this pinball machine.
I will
The
s-
creator is right there.
I will
And he's
say-
pointing at things like, all right, hit this drop target. I'm like, okay, yes, I will hit that drop target.
Of all these, like of all the Jersey Jacks, spooky pinball, all these things that are like first timers, this table's really good.
It really is.
Like this is a solid new table. And there is a really cool ramp that goes around back behind the back box or like the play field. And it,
Oh, I like those.
yeah, it's really cool. Like I was just like, where does that ramp go? What happens? And then he finally hit it because like the prototype was not great.
No.
We played it again, like one of the more finished ones, and it was a lot better. But yeah, like the flippers were a little weak on this prototype one. But when we played the real one, like watching it go, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Cosmic Carnival. is the
Carson
name.
Carnival, yeah, it's pretty solid, worth checking out. I'm hoping that Pinball Palace picks
Yeah.
one up. The other thing, just because I want to mention it, it's because it's a new thing we hadn't seen before. That weird, was it called P2 system? P3 system.
Yeah.
That one that's like a hybrid screen/real pinball table. We got to play that. The one that's like Lexi Lightspeed is one of the table setups.
It's the one you're supposed to be able to drop like different.
Oh,
yeah, it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like a redo of Pinball 2000, sort
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like Pinball FX but real.
Yeah.
It's got like an interactive screen that is the 2/3 of the playfield, basically.
And then there's real ramps and stuff at the top.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but it's got some really cool shit happening. Like the screen actually has ball tracking technology, so when the ball goes over, it leaves trails.
So does your mom.
It's true. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That came out of the blue.
God damn.
I'm so sorry. I just
Yeah.
could not.
Ball
believe-
trails.
Fucking yeah. World starred that
On
up.
notice.
Yeah. But no, like
It's rad.
Yeah.
Ball tracking technology.
Yeah, like on the screen, it's like it's leaving trails as the actual physical ball is rolling across the screen.
That's wild.
Which is really cool. Plus, it has like these weird things, like these clear plastic boxes can pop up, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and like so like
Does it
so-
do fucking holograms?
No, it's like a full actual box pop up. Like there's like 8 of them or so on the playfield, and then it can drop a front of it. So there'll be like nothing but a wall of boxes, and one's open, and you got to hit that open one, and then,
Oh,
then
neat.
it switches over to this other one.
That's
I-
a neat little.
I
toy.
don't love how it plays, but it's really fucking promising. It's a cool ass idea. Like I don't know that I would actually buy one, but it's a really neat novelty thing.
If they can make it happen, it's interesting in that.
Oh, it's happening. Like you can buy that.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if they can get it out of this initial like 3-game thing that they've got going on.
But it's neat because it can, like it can open up like a whole new game mode. Like you'll hit it in like the barn, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, screen changes, everything else changes. Do this now.
Yeah, it was one of those things that you're playing it and it's just doing things, and you're just like, this is
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? This is pretty cool. Kind of how I maybe would have felt playing Pinball 2000 at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, just wanted to because I was thinking about things that were brand new.
Yeah,
Pinball 2000. still
Very last
rad.
thing, 100% of the cheeseburger song.
yeah, you did.
Nice.
Nice. Congratulations. On which difficulty?
It was easy. The
Yeah.
base one.
Yeah. Good job anyway. I'm proud of you.
Have you done it?
No.
right.
I'm proud of you for doing it. Good job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it up.
It was funny because like
I'm happy you got to play it.
it was great. This thing. It was
Oh,
wonderful.
I'm sorry. My voice was stuck in asshole mode. Great. I'm
Yeah.
really proud of you.
It's
Great.
still stuck there.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
I never
that's it.
turns
That's it.
off.
We're done with pinball.
Yep.
All right. You guys okay with skipping Mobile Corner?
Sure.
I am. I ain't got nothing to say.
Mobile Corner. They're games on your phone. Play them or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Sure.
like Poke Wizards and shit now, so go do that.
Could I do 30 seconds on
Yes. Go
on
for
that
it. Yeah.
Wizards game?
Let's,
Okay.
Let's do it.
Harry Potter Wizards Unite is the new mobile game from Niantic and WB Games and some other, like 8 other companies. It looks cool. The gameplay is kind of neat, but once again, Niantic has no idea what to do with any sort of end game, because I can already see that I've played it for 2 weeks, and I know that I'm going to get bored of it in about 3 more days, and I'm going to be done with it. But it's really cool to play stuff in the Harry Potter universe. That's about it.
There you go.
Okay.
Is it better than Pokemon?
Probably not, because I feel well. I mean,
Pokemon
I haven't played
Go-
it, but I'm saying they've had time to evolve Pokemon.
Yeah,
No pun
Pokemon Go
intended.
has. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go has had so much time to work on feedback and everything, and I feel like they've got a good start with Wizards Unite. Maybe in about a year, it'll be a game that I'll pick up and play for another 2 or 3 months. But it's obvious that Niantic learns lessons very, very slowly, incredibly slowly.
Well, I will just say this: their marketing people are doing an amazing job, because we went to a mall in Atlanta, and before we went, I was just checking out the website to see if it was a legit.
We didn't just
mall.
go to a mall. We went to the mall.
Yes, the mall
of Georgia.
Yes, that's right. It is a functional mall that is actually glorious inside. But we were checking out the website before we went, and like on the main page of the website was basically like, "Hey kids, come play the Harry Potter game in our mall. We got Harry Potter traps and stops and things,
Yeah, we
to
got
find all
Harry
your
Potter
shit."
trap music over here.
Yeah, whatever. But
Yeah.
that was like their main advertisement to come to the mall was, "Hey kids, Harry Potter video game on your phones.
Nice.
Come
Yeah.
to it in the safety of the mall, get a cookie."
Yeah, and
At
fucking
one
air
of our
conditioning.
2 giant American cookie stores.
Yeah, motherfucking 2 on each level.
That's right.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Starbucks across from the Starbucks.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will give one small example. If you play Pokemon Go, you are familiar with Adventure Sync, which ties in with your phone, either your Apple Steps thing or your Google Fit thing, or your Fitbit or Apple Watch or whatever. It tracks
A
the
fitness
steps.
tracker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the fitness tracker things. And it took a little bit for that to get into Pokemon Go, but it's not in the launch version of Wizards Unite, and you have things that you have to unlock by walking. So you have to walk with the app open for any of your walking to count.
Nope.
And they said it's coming,
Oh, sure.
Sure.
but it
How is
wasn't
it not there already?
How is it? I know it is built on the same exact map. It is basically built on the same exact engine, but no Adventure Sync.
Shit's dumb.
Yeah.
It's not late, because a wizard arrives precisely when he means to.
Yep.
Does that mean a wizard's never early? A wizard never comes early?
Yes.
That's Christmas.
A Wizard Never Comes Christmas? That's a weird
fuck?
special I don't want to watch.
Expelli Xmas.
Anyway, I think it's time to move on to email corner.
Yep.
I'll toss my mobile thing in real quick. Konami Pixel Puzzle Collection is a Picross game. It's free. There are 500 puzzles in it. I have done 461 of them.
Jesus.
I have a fucking problem.
Picross games. You and Picross games, whatever the fuck those are.
They're basically like Sudoku, but more complicated.
Oh. Yeah. Not.
If there's a way to describe it that way.
It's
Gonna
true,
be a no
because
from me,
I've
dog.
done 4 puzzles in this game.
I will put it this way: there is there are boss puzzles. They're called. They're pieces of a larger puzzle. Like so you might have 16 that'll make the big image. That's the final one, and you can only do one every 3 hours after you completed the last one. I got to the point where it just says stop.
Jesus.
So I've done all of the boss puzzles, and it just told me stop, which is not a subtle message for your game to be sending, but yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. And the other puzzles are they're 5-star puzzles, and they're fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
So anyway, but it's free. It's good. It's a Picross game.
Is it
and,
free though? If
It
it
is.
consumes your life.
Like the only thing are hints, I think, and I've only used 2.
Yeah.
The entire time you get 10 free ones.
I was talking about the cost of life.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, for bullshit mobile games, there's no hooks in this at all.
it's weird.
It's basically a promo for Konami stuff, but
Yeah. It's still weird.
Yeah.
But like Parodius, who can even play Parodius anywhere?
I don't know.
It's weird.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yep.
what?
Go on.
The bullshit money grabbing thing
yeah.
reminded me of something that the biggest bitch about Wizards Unite.
Oh no.
Literally every time you turn around, that game is begging you for money. Like they intentionally shortchange your energy,
Ugh.
so you have a limited amount of energy, a limited amount of places you can get energy, yada yada yada. So you get close to running out of energy. It's like, hey, you want to spend some coins? Your inventory is seriously reduced, so it's like, hey, you want to spend some coins you want to spend some coins to speed up your potion brewing? You want to spend some coins for this? Want to spend? It is money grubbing ass motherfucking game. That's all.
JK rolling in dough.
Boom.
Yeah, they're gonna make $1 billion off of it.
Oh, sure.
Sweet. Good for them.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them. That little underdog Harry Potter, he finally
Yeah.
made it to
Finally.
the top.
Scrappy
Yes.
little wizard.
Finally
That-
going to make that money.
Get that money he deserves.
Underdog WB Games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want an email?
Yes.
Love emails.
This one's from Late Elf. He's not a wizard, apparently.
Just give that guy some clothes.
Elves always come late.
Anyway, he told this email, why is it always a chicken? Hey, guys.
What?
I've been playing a lot of Ubisoft games lately, between the Division 2 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I'm thinking about the upcoming Ghost Recon featuring the next best home for the Punisher outside of Netflix. Mr. Bernthal's career has had a nice run since escaping the zombies, and I hope we get more than a 5-minute boss fight. Are you guys looking to get behind this one like you did Wildlands?
My initial thought is yes, but I've heard some things that I don't like. That like they
You have
might
to feed your gun.
Yeah, well, like no, that there might be like weapon degradations and bullshit like that.
Oh, no.
The return of Far Cry 2.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your guns get malaria.
probably gunlaria.
Nice. But he says, my other thought. What's up with video games and chickens? What is the deal with video games and chickens? I was wandering through Greece with 4.5 of 5 wanted stars last night and almost escaped the city undetected until I pull my sword to fight a chicken? The hell? This isn't Skyrim, Fable, or most of the Zelda games. It would make more sense if it was Gears 3. Apparently, at the beginning of that game, there's a chicken that turns into a golden monstrosity that breathes fire if you shoot it.
Huh.
Anyway, thanks for the podcast. Late Elf.
I hadn't really noticed a plethora of chickens in video games. Crossy Road, but you know,
Yeah, that's your chicken.
Well, there's chickens and Zeldas.
Yeah, Zelda, you're always going to have them chickens.
Yeah, just pick them
There's
up.
Pick
chickens
them
in
up
a
by
lot
their
of games.
feet and throw them.
Yeah.
maybe that's why I haven't noticed this.
You know, when you're punching people and you punch a trash can and then a fully cooked chicken pops out
Yeah.
and then you eat
Yeah.
it and it redeems your health.
Okay.
That's the
yeah.
only way to street fight.
That's a good chicken.
Yeah.
Trash can chicken.
Yeah.
Love that
Yeah.
chicken from trash cans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now makes me want to go back to Gears 3 to shoot that chicken.
Yeah.
Hey, Fitty, shoot that big ass chicken.
It reminds me I need to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well.
I mean, you got your Harvest Moons and your farming simulators
Yeah.
and your. Come on, people like chickens. People like fighting chickens in video games.
Sure.
No. We don't do that.
I'm not saying making chickens fight each other.
Oh.
I'm saying like you beating the fuck out of some chickens.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't seem any
Kicking
better.
chicken.
Yeah.
It seems worse actually somehow.
No, but the video games love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, chickens.
Chickens.
Anyway, if you have chicken-related questions, you can email them to us at whereMySkull@noquarters.net, as in location of my skull, not my article of clothing. Otherwise, check us out, noquarters.net. Go on the socials. Find us all at whatever /noquartersnet. We're on them.
Yeah, that's our
You
new
use 'em.
social network, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just go to the website.
Yeah. Website's got the stuff. Redesigned website, apparently.
I think. Let me double check. Make sure the website's online.
We threw a new theme in there.
Whoops.
Ooh.
We're trying some things.
Yeah. But anyway,
Okay, the website's online. You guys are good to go.
Hooray.
Good.
Go to the website.
Oh,
go to
hey.
the website.
But there are no buttons. Don't.
Don't look at the buttons.
No, there is
You
one
can't.
button. There's one important button.
That's the only button.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's the support us on Patreon button.
That's a good button.
That will take you to patreon.com/bmfcast, which is we started it as a Patreon for our sister podcast, which is comprised of us. But you can
Brother.
pay some money to us monthly, and you will get all sorts of bonus content, mostly focused around the primary Bad Movie Fiends sort of stuff. But also, we do Let's Slays, which are when we play some bum-ups or shmups,
Yes, bum ups.
ups.
and we put some videos out on the Patreon for certain tiers of folks. But check that out. It helps us pay for what we do here, including hosting and general chicanery.
Oh, we're
We
back to that
appreciate it.
again.
Yeah, it's the second time chicanery has come up.
Yeah,
Nice.
Go figure.
bringing it back around.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get out of here.
Okay,
I'm Mackie,
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Harlow.
and this is No Quarters Out.
I won't see.
I know what you were about to do. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Yeah, a little Patreon joke for you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A patriote, if you will.
You gotta throw off the patriotic.
We got an intro thing we got to do.
We haven't done those in months.
Oh,
we haven't?
No.
I thought
We
feel like
haven't done one of those in months.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, it was all right. If someone has one, go for it.
This week on No Quarters, we talk about The Nightmare Sleepy Zone. Sequels, 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 and more sequels. Space and pinball. Welcome. That's all you're getting out of me. I said this week on No Quarters, didn't I?
yeah, whatever. You did.
This week. I mean, it is this week.
I think we started saying like episode, but whatever. Just say episode and we'll dub it. I'm kidding.
Episode.
This episode. This episode.
It'll be fine this week. No one cares.
This episode of No Quarters.
This episode of No Quarters. This episode of Suck My Balls.
I'm gonna skip this episode. I'm gonna shut it down.
Sure. Darren. Bye, Bill.
Bill's here.